Yo, this is so dope.
Overwhelming to do. And I do so many other things. I never have the time to do it. But I went through hundreds from various tech type things. There's thousands of manuscripts. Thousands. I've went through a couple of hundred. I haven't gone through all of thousands. It's just very overwhelming to do.
Yo, that is so dope. I know how to clip now on the fly, yo. I can clip on the fly now.
And I do so many other things. I never have the.
And then it allows you to use it as a web link, which is even better. So, oh my God. I'm going to, oh my God, this is, now I can just clip the same shoe. Cause I be like doing what Mimi said, I'd be screen recording, but then you upload, you like playing with you're playing with copyright. Oh my God, it is over. Oh my God, it's over for these guys. Oh, that shit look funny. Leave my boy Peter acting slow. Oh boy, got all these tabs. I can read these tabs now. I can clip it now. So yeah, so I don't need these tabs anymore. I got rid of the wrong stuff. Oh boy, that is hilarious. All right, I'm gonna try to get this Sakari guy on. Hey, peace, peace. Yeah, 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 yeah. They messed up. So all those tabs I got, I'm not gonna need these anymore. Oh, yeah, yeah. So let me show you that. This was a great interview right here. This guy Money. I heard of him, but I never heard his music. But I advise you guys to watch this. So he's talking about business and how to run up a bag. So he was showing how he was a rapper, but his success had was before rap. He was already successful at what he was doing, just hustling and grinding. So, but he was also a rapper. He had talent for lyrics. So evidently he's good. People know who he is. I don't know his music, but he was saying like, in which I know personally, like when you're like, for example, when I had my business rocking before the pandemic, right now it took a huge hit. So I'm waiting for it to rise back up. Like right now, the stock value is low. I'm being funny, but there was a stock value in my business. It dropped. So I'm waiting for it to skyrocket back up where it was, or even better. But um, oh yeah, my point was when I wanted to get a second job, like and again before the pandemic, I need a second job. I only got a second job because I was spending so much money on materials BS that I wanted more. I wanted more material stuff. So I wanted more Gucci, this, that, Movado watch. I wanted more without exhausting my resources from my business. I'd rather use the job money. So when I got a second job and they paid me whatever they paid me, the $600, that went straight to shopping. Like that shit was gone in 2 days. So that was to keep me from dipping my hands into what I accumulated from my brain from the business. So I said, all right, well, let me just waste this company's money. I'm not wasting. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're paying me for what my services I provided for them. But my logic was, I can blow this. I don't need this at all. So my point is, when I got those jobs, and they were good jobs. They weren't no McDonald's. They were pharmaceutical jobs. I mean, people use stuff as for careers. So when I was in there, um, no, upon the interview, my my confidence was different when I already had something going on, and what I had going on was like 6 times better than in this company. Like for example, what I was making in one day for my business, this company was paying me for the whole week, 40 hours, like damn near identical. So I didn't need this company at all. Like, I was like money man. I just wanted this extra second stream of income, so I could continue to be a materialistic fool. So anyway, but my point is, during the interviews, I was able to negotiate like I would never have done before if I'd have had something 4 times, 6 times better than them, than what they had going on. Prior to that, prior to my business, when I interviewed, I really had no questions. I would never dare risk the job. So if they say, "Hey, man, looking for how much money? $23 an hour. Well, we're going to pay you 19. Is that okay?" I'm like, yes, because I was just so desperate for a job. I didn't want to get rejected. So I'll take a $4 pay cut. That's what I was doing. Or, hey, we got overtime. It's not mandatory, but we would like that you come when we ask you. I'm like, okay. I was just so desperate. But man, when I had something going on 5 to 6 times better, like they see your confidence in that interview. Believe me. Like I said some stuff that you guys wouldn't dare say to interviewer. I told this one guy, okay, because I really didn't want the job. I told the story before. It was like 8 to like 4, something like that. I'm like, listen, I want to work there, but I think it's 8 to 5. But I said that 5 o'clock, that ain't gonna happen. I can't do that. And at 4 o'clock can't happen. But they was looking at my resume and they knew I added so much value to their position. And most likely, like people with my experience, they didn't have there. They had like newbies, probably like somebody just getting to the field. So they want somebody who's already acclimated, where I ain't gotta be trained that much or taught that much. I get it right away. I knew the SOPs and things like that. So they really wanted me. That they were willing to. I was gonna be the only person in that position to leave at 2 o'clock because my real business started at that time 4 o'clock. So I ain't nothing close to anything interfering with my real business because I'm always treating my real business over this side gig where I just gonna run up a bag. So, but they now I would have never asked that for a company if I didn't already have something better, 6 times better happening. So my point is, I believe him when he says, when you already have money and you're trying to be a rapper, like these contracts, these advances, cash advances, be like, no, I'm good. I'm good because he said like your label, your record label that signed you, they'll give you $1 million cash advance, but that's a loan. They say you got to pay back like 8 to 900,000. Like you got to they give 1 million, but you keep 100,000, 200,000 off that. You got to pay back the rest. So I know that to be true because when I was interviewing, I would dare to like finally ask questions, finally say, nah, um, you you're offering $23 an hour. Can you make it 24.50? Like some things I would never ever say in an interview. I was finally saying, and it wasn't to be funny. I was being honest for the first time because I knew I didn't need the job at all to run up a bag. But I was getting hired left and right. Where I could say, well, damn, he jumped so easily. I'm gonna tell him, okay, let me call you back. Okay, thank you for agreeing to my terms. Let me give you a call back, and just confirm it. Let me work out my schedule and confirm it, and then I'll go to another interview and that same thing and say, okay, no, well, this other job, I call them back, say the other job gonna pay me $25, $50 more. And they might take it or not, but that's the type of confidence you have when you either know your worth or you have something better or you're already established going in. So I knew I already experienced that. So when he said that, I knew it was true. Like what he's saying is true. So but these so when he said that, that was dope. I think I'm gonna clip that part of here. But the clipping thing that I would have never done today or maybe this year, it's only 2 months or a month left in the year. But even still, like if Mimi ain't remind me Line prospect, I would have never thought to be prepared for vocab with clipping. So y'all see me on the fly, just figure it out. It wasn't hard. I'm not a genius, but that's going to get rid of these tabs because these tabs are just here for just. Now I'm actually watching this full thing right here at Dr. Michael Brown. It's Ancient Israeli Black, but these other tabs. Now I'm watching this too. I'm almost done. Um, this is new. I'm watching this too. This just started. Okay. This is new. I didn't finish watching that. Look how his son looking at it. That is funny. And this kid got to be like 1 years old. It's not. He's not two. That is so funny. A little kid like that aware. Um, but this I can clip. The seed of man. And I'm gonna go back to clip it. So I can clip it as I watch it, and it gives you a. Okay, so I got done watching this, but this is dope because it's like legal copywriting. Okay, and even when I watch um, these shows right here, these ratchet. Not okay. I could clip. I could finally clip this. I can stop saving this. I save this only to clip it. And even the Gorilla Hebrew when he said I'm a high school dropout, I clip. I keep going back to the whole video, and I just can clip it and just save the link, the web link to the clip because once you clip it, it provides you with a web link. Like for example, everybody click this right here, and that's my Divine Prospect link. Click that. You'll see how it works. So I just can like forever just paste this, which I'm doing on Microsoft Word, save it as a document of clips, and I title the clip. Like I title this clip Divine Prospect hundreds out of 1,000s, like the fraction 100 over 1,000, to remind me what he's saying here. He's saying he researched 100 manuscripts with 900 more to go, but he's able to draw a conclusion with like just researching a tenth of them, which is poor scholarship. All right, so but here's the ratchet that I watch. Okay, and I like to clip these. So when I give a conclusion on something, I'm watching what I'm concluding. Okay, I'm not blindly just giving conclusions. I'm watching. I'm letting them speak for themselves. But now I can clip them. Then I got a virgin debate here. I can clip now. This one I can clip. So, but those are pretty much. So I'm giving you full disclosure. This is all my tabs. But this is another one. And I can clip this one. Matter of fact, let me do this one. This. Look at this shit right here. This is wow. So this dude is doing returns. Like people returning stuff, and he's returning the money on his credit card. And he thought in Georgia that he's a minor. He's 17 years old. That he can't go to jail. He could work out some type of payment plan, but nothing big, and possibly get terminated from a job. But that's it. But he found out that in the state of Georgia, that's not the case. When you're 17 years old, you're actually an adult. I didn't know that. Did y'all know 17-year olds in Georgia are considered adults? All right. He didn't know that. Check this out. Let me make sure my sound is being shared. So now I can. I don't think I'm gonna clip this one, but I could have. I could see. I'm saving this whole 24-minute link when I could just clicked it, got rid of this tab, and save the link and title it where I remembered it. Yeah. So this is wild.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this while I handle the son, but I want y'all to see that the boy was shocked when he did that illegal, fraudulent thing at the job that he can go to jail. He thought, you know, Okay, fine, I did it, whatever. Like, just write me a ticket, let me go home with my mom, and we'll address it in court. That's what he thought. Check this out. Sprinkle, stand up for me. Stand up. Stand up. Come on. Put your hands behind
Are
your
you gonna
back.
call my mom at least?
We'll call her in the car.
In the car. So where
We'll call her in the car.
Huh?
Put your phone
I put
down.
my AirPods away?
I'll get it. I'll get it for you. Put your phone on the seat. Put your phone on the seat. Okay. Put your hands behind your back. Just face the wall, bro.
Alright, so I have a question. Where am I
I'll answer your questions, okay?
Y'all need to call my mom.
Why do I have to call your mom?
What you mean? I'm on the ship right now.
Okay. You're being placed under arrest, though.
So where am I going?
Cobb County Jail.
Wait, I didn't even call my mom though.
I don't have to call your mom, sir.
Why?
You're an adult.
I'm a minor. I'm only
No, you're not.
17. I just turned 17.
State of Georgia. You're an
Alright, so
adult.
can y'all at least call my mom, please?
I said I will. Right? I said when we get to the car, I'll call your mom.
Alright, so can you get her number from my phone, please?
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
For real.
We're gonna work.
Okay.
We're gonna work.
What do you want me to do? I said okay. But I gotta put you in handcuffs. You're going to jail.
But for what though?
For theft.
What are you talking about? I asked him. I literally asked him. I said, "Can you take the money off my check?" Literally.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Coker. I don't know your name. Hello?
Yes.
You say you want me to take your AirPod out?
Yeah. Can you put it in my pocket, please?
Yeah.
All right. So I asked you, can you take like the money off my check?
Yeah,
Really?
unfortunately, I contacted corporate, and my instructions from my boss was to press charges based on the dollar amount, the 2,200.
Huh? Press charges?
Based on the dollar amount, correct?
But when I'm a minor, man, I asked you. I said I could. You could take it off my check.
No, I
Like, I
understand.
will work for the check.
No, I understand, but I have a boss, and my boss
Put it
gave
in
me
my
a set of
pocket.
I
instructions.
put your phone in your pocket. Yep.
That's why I asked you, can you take it off my check? Because I would literally work for my check.
No, I understand, but I have a boss, like everybody else, and my boss instructed me to contact the authorities and file charges for the theft of the $2,200.
That's what I'm saying. I could literally pay the dues back. That's what I'm saying.
I
could pay-
understand. Well, that'll happen, but it'll have to go through the process of
But why I'm going to jail for it?
because that's how
I'm
the
a whole
process
minor.
works.
You're not.
Apparently not in Georgia, you're not.
I just turned 17.
That's fine. 17, you're an adult.
How?
That's the law.
But that-
I don't have an explanation of how it is. I
But
didn't write
I
it.
didn't even call my mom though.
I don't Yeah, have how? to. I'm doing you a good graces by calling. Oh, hold on. That ain't it. That ain't why I saved it. I didn't save this tab, which it could have been a link, which I'm not gonna do now. I'm playing it. So that's why I didn't want to tie this to my debate that just happened, because if I get flagged, sometimes they take the whole video down. I didn't want my debate to be taken down. That's why I'm doing it now, but separately. But as you can see, that he's shocked. Like, but that's sad though. Like, so you're gonna just break the law because you think you can't get in trouble. And this is why a lot of these young guys, it's their mind state. That's why they commit so many crazy acts and crimes, and they think because they're young, and which is some states they let them go. But then you guys would get mad if they lower the age to be an adult, like 17, and charge them with that, because right now all these car thefts, these little, you know what word I want to use, but these little guys, man, these little delinquents, they breaking the law, and they're damaging people cars, their means of transportation to get to work, to pick up their kid, drop off the kid, pick up their elderly, all these important things you do with your vehicle. These young delinquents are taking these cars for joyrides and then crashing them on purpose, trying to total them, and then do the next and next and next. And these boys are going to jail to be let right back out. And these parents are going to jail and signing the paper, getting them boys right back out. These parents, these black parents, that I call strong black women, strong whoever. But you'll see his strong black woman mom he's gonna call her and watch her attitude with her delinquent son. And you'll get mad if a new crime bill comes out to either lower the age of adulthood, to lock these bastards up for months and years, they can't get out and destroy society, or if they be more stiff on the law for delinquents too, or not delinquents, but delinquents, but juveniles, minors. You'll think, hey, they're attacking black folks, so you guys want answers, but then you don't want answers. We're in perpetual victimhood, like most victims are. If you're victimized, you're that forever. You know, most victims are victims forever. Like they victimize themselves, and everybody's always out to get them.
Only once we get
You got Jewish people who do that. You got blacks who do that. Gays who do that. You got, everybody, Hispanics, everybody who was ever a victim. You'll see them in perpetual victimhood.
to the car.
No, I understand that, sir.
Yeah, but you're an adult. They don't have the
I
contact.
never knew that.
That's right. When I open too many tabs, that's what happens. All right, let me close Facebook. That takes a lot of. That takes a lot of. What is this? All right, hold on. So somebody provided an interesting thought. So let me show this. This is interesting. Okay, somebody said I need to watch now. This guy, on my Facebook. He said, I've seen Menace to Society probably a dozen times. Somebody said Old Dog didn't really exist in the movie. He was actually Kane's alter ego. So I went back to watch the movie, keeping it in mind that nobody can see Old Dog but Kane. I gotta say, my mind is blown. Completely different viewing experience. Wow, that kind of gave me the chills a little bit. Old Dog never existed. He didn't have no girlfriends. Old Dog really had no story. When he robbed the liquor store, shot the person. Like, was that really Kane who shot the Chinese lady? That's interesting. Although it might not be true, but that is definitely a possible twist to it. Like this is who he wanted to be, but he was really this the whole time. You got that going in the hood. You got guys who are not. That's why when they commit a egregious act, a relative would say or a friend would say, and he wasn't like that. He's a good person. That might be true, but that might be their old dog that's in them. That might be the person that they aren't. So the person that they aren't committed the act, but the person they truly are wouldn't have done that. But they're trying to appease a crowd or peer pressure, whatever. Interesting. What do you guys think? All right. Let's get back to the kid. Get back to the kid. Wait. Let me clip this first. Let me get rid of this tab. Let me clip
I was, for one, I hated other nations because I was spilling regurgitation. I wasn't really reading the Bible.
Here we go. 39:16. Hold on. Hey. All right. So let me do this one first. So 39:16.
In the camps. In camps, them of men and false doctrine. So when you follow in the doctrine, you're not really following the Bible because you're too busy writing down all the precepts and you on YouTube following people all day. So when I actually read the scriptures and went through them myself, the Holy Spirit came down to where I was that love and was able to be implanted, and that deception was able to be absolved from my mind.
Shout out to
And
most
I've been
excellent
had love for
Theophilus and back.
deception was able to be absolved from my mind.
That's 3947. All right, so let's click this one. So Brother Shabar, okay. Yeah, y'all didn't create an animal. All right, here we go. Click.
Shout out to
And
most
I've been
excellent
had love
Theophilus and Baxter as well. Go ahead, bro.
I've been had love for the other nations. Again, when I was in Christianity and things of that nature, I was out laying hands, speaking to people. I wasn't really reading the Bible in the camps. In camps, those brothers themselves don't really got time to read the Bible because they're following precepts of men and false doctrine. So when you're following the doctrine, you're not really following the Bible because you're too busy writing down all the precepts. And you on YouTube following people all day. So when I actually read the scriptures and went through it myself, the Holy Spirit came down to where I was that love and that was able to be implanted and that deception was able to be absolved. I wasn't really reading the Bible in the camps. In camps, those brothers themselves don't really got time to read the Bible because they're following precepts of men and false doctrine. So when you follow the doctrine, you're not really following the Bible because you're too busy writing down all the precepts. And you on YouTube following people all day. So when I actually read the scriptures and went through it myself, the Holy Spirit came down to where I was that love and that was able to be implanted and that deception was able to be absolved. I wasn't really reading the Bible.
Shout out to most excellent Theophilus and Baxter as well. Go ahead, bro.
I've been having.
Cool. So now I can get rid of that clip. All right, let me save this. Oh my God, need help partially. Get me to start doing what I then should have been doing. Oh, brother, come on, I'll do that. But you helped motivate me to do what I always wanted to do. So you see how a little bit of motivation could get you to do something you always want to do, but you just don't do. So now these might motivate me to send these letters to these schools to become that 1.7 millionaire. Like, oh boy, I could easily replace him because I know what he does not do. Like, I fixed his problem. So I just got to get a correct letter to draft to schools that allow me to implement my services that's already being done in these schools. And I'm telling you, if I show what I already done with these kids, I mean, champions I produce, I'm easily. Okay, so I'll go back to that. All right, so I was able to do that. Let me see any more clips. All right, so let's go back to Divine Prospect then.
In the Greek translation, if you read the works of
Okay, so we got 140
Jerome and 393.
145 works of Jerome. What was that? Really? Who taught you that? You learned that from that kid's book. Whoa. Whoa. No, we can't do that to people. No. Now you get popped with a towel. He's trying to pop me with a little blanket like a towel. Who taught you that?
Jerome.
So yeah, so it's doing it normally does that when I got too many tabs open. So let me start closing my Safari tabs and
wrote a dissertation.
I close one more tab to Safari. Look.
And in Jerome's dissertation, he says, we know that the book of Matthew was originally written in the Hebrew tongue and authored by Matthew. But the Greek translation, we don't know who wrote it. We don't know who.
Did he really say that? Did he really say that it was written in Hebrew?
Translated. But the Greek translation, we don't know. And we know that the book of Matthew was originally written in the Hebrew tongue and authored by Matthew. But the Greek translation, we don't know who wrote it.
So there we go, 205.
Yeah. No, just
We don't know who translated it. We have no clue. This is what Jerome said. And
So
Jerome is responsible.
who said Divine Prospect going to jail? Why? I'm talking about Puffy, not Divine Prospect. P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Brother Love. Like that's the allegations for what Cassie's charging with. If some people saying he might be going to jail. Why y'all saying Divine Prospect going to jail?
For helping the Vulgate develop. So he even knew during his time he had a copy of the book of Matthew in Hebrew, and he had the Greek manuscripts, and he knew from what was told to him by the Nazarenes.
Okay, that's cap. So I want to get all that.
Who was one of those sects of Jewish Christianity, and in the 4th century they converted to accept the virgin birth. You know why? Because after the Nicene Council occurred, there were several other councils. So he even knew during his time he had a copy of the book of Matthew in Hebrew, and he had the Greek manuscripts, and he knew from what was told to him in Hebrew, and he had the Greek manuscripts, and
there we go. So 223. So now this is what we want to question him. These claims. Oh, that was being said?
He knew from what was told to him by the Nazarenes, who was one of those sects of Jewish Christianity,
so
and in the 4th century they converted to accept the virgin birth.
Why I do that? Why I keep doing that? Where am I going? Oh, yeah. 45. Oh, wait, what am I doing?
If you read the works of Jerome,
yeah, I was putting
in 393 AD, Jerome wrote a dissertation. And in Jerome's dissertation, he says, we know that the book of Matthew was originally written in the Hebrew tongue and authored by Matthew. But the Greek translation, we don't know who wrote it. We don't know who translated it. We have no clue. This is what Jerome said. And Jerome is responsible for helping the Vulgate develop. So he even knew during his time he had a copy of the book of Matthew in Hebrew. He knew from what was told to him by the Nazarenes, who was one of those sects of Jewish Christianity, and in the 4th century they converted to accept the virgin birth. You know why? Because after the Nicene Council occurred, there were several other councils that happened after that, and now this Christianity ideology has now gained political favor, which means that now somebody's theology can be enforced by the sword. So that means if you believe or subscribe to something that's contrary to the state religion, you will be put to death, you will be excommunicated, and your works will be burnt and destroyed. So now these sects that were not killed off had to convert.
Right, so yeah, it's going to be beautiful. What's this?
Either be Christians or converting. Either be Yahudim. There's no in between.
All right.
You had to be one of the.
Let me peek at the chat and let me see. Stinking up the area. This video, yeah, that's crazy. The puffy thing. All right. Yeah. Yeah. That's bad, man. That's not good news for P. Puffy, Sean Diddy, wherever he was. One of his goddamn nicknames, Brother Love. So maybe that's why he changed his name to Brother Love lately. So that bad press won't hit his name. We gotta say Brother Love.
Polar opposite. So I say that, brother, to answer your question, to say my subscription is based on looking at all the available data that I have at my disposal, and from there, inducing. That means I'm not coming from a point of a presuppositional idea, meaning I already have a doctrine formulated in my head before I look at the evidence. I flush that, I take into account all the evidence, and from there, I work my way up to a hypothesis. I take into have a doctrine formulated in my head before I look at the evidence. I flush that, meaning I already have a doctrine, not coming from a point of a presuppositional idea, meaning I already have a doctrine formulated in my head before I look at the evidence. I flush that, I take into account all the evidence, and from there I work my way up to a hypothesis, and from a hypothesis to a thesis, and from that conclusion I pray on it, and the Most High confirms it to me. So my stance is I don't subscribe to the virgin birth because I've looked at a myriad of evidence that or data that a lot of people are not looking at because they're not aware that it exists. So my ministry is designed to bring these things to light so people can look at the same thing that I'm looking at and come to their own conclusions, whatever the Most High convicts you to do. So I'm not saying the virgin birth is wrong altogether. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is based on my research and the data that I've acclimated and assessed and analyzed, I see that it is not a consistent tradition, and it has only been consistent to do. So I'm not saying the virgin birth is wrong altogether. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is based on my research and the data that I've acclimated.
That's incomplete research. You researched 100 manuscripts out of 1,000, so you did a tenth of the job.
And assessed and analyzed, I see that it is not a consistent tradition, and it has only been consistent through Gentile converts. And Gentile converts are the ones that promoted this ideology. I'm going to show you something real deep, and this will just touch on that real quick, because I know it's a sidetrack, but it's a good sidetrack. Whoever translated the book of Matthew did not read the Hebrew manuscript. Whoever translated the book of Matthew into Koine read the Hebrew manuscript. Whoever translated Matthew, but it's a good sidetrack, and this will just touch on that real quick, because I know it's. It's a sidetrack, but it's a good sidetrack. Whoever translated the book of Matthew did not read the Hebrew manuscript. Whoever translated the book of Matthew into Koine Greek, because if we have several church fathers, Epiphanes is another one, who all say the original book of Hebrew was written, Matthew was written in Hebrew. They don't argue or disagree. They all agree it was originally written in Hebrew, but we have also some Greek translation that's floating around. They just have it. Jerome said we don't know who wrote it. Go look it up if you don't believe me. Jerome said we don't know around. They just have it. Jerome said we don't know who wrote it. Go look it up if you don't believe me. Jerome said we don't know who translated this. We have no clue. So whoever
That's pretty long. Yeah, I gotta shorten it.
So several church fathers, Epiphanes is another one, who all say the original book of Hebrew. If we have several church fathers, Epiphanes translated the book of Matthew into Koine Greek, because if we have several church fathers,
so it's 450. Okay, that's better. 450. Okay, so he keeps saying it was translated. So the Greek is not. No scholar would say. Well, the consensus of scholars is that the Greek was not translated. Like they have an original manuscript. So this is what he got to answer to. Okay.
Epiphanes is another one, who all say the original book of Hebrew was written. Matthew was written in Hebrew. They don't argue or disagree. They all agree it was originally written in Hebrew, but we have also some Greek translation that's floating around.
This sounds good.
They just have it. Jerome said we don't know who wrote it. Go look at this. It's a sidetrack, but it's a good sidetrack. Whoever translated the book of Matthew did not read the Hebrew manuscript. Whoever translated the book of Matthew into Koine Greek, it's a sidetrack, but it's a good sidetrack. Whoever translated the book of Matthew did not read the Hebrew manuscript. Epiphanius is another one who all say the original book of Hebrew was written, Matthew was written in Hebrew.
Yeah, he's done. R.I.P. Divine Prospect. Okay, yeah, so he's making some crazy claims.
They don't argue or disagree. They all agree it was originally written, but we have also some Greek translation that's floating around. They just haven't. Jerome said we don't know who wrote it. Go look it up. If you don't.
He keeps saying,
The last cops I spoke to, they said when you turn like 18, I didn't
17.
I didn't know that. So when we get to the car, can you call my mom, please?
Yeah, we'll
but
call
that's
your
why
mom.
I actually can like you take it off my check. Like I'll work the check.
He don't have the authority to do that. That's what he's
I
trying
don't
to
have
tell
the
you.
authority to do that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Everybody got a boss.
Yeah,
I got a boss.
I
He
know,
got a boss.
I know.
And his boss said no. All right. We'll walk up to the
So
car.
you can't like, so I know I'm fired, right?
68 radio.
Yeah,
Customer.
you are terminated. Yes, you are.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. So can I like at least like pay back the
You will
the
over
dues?
time. That'll
That'll go through the court
It'll go through the
process.
court.
Okay. Today's the first step.
Today's step one.
All right.
So
He's
so
gonna let you
I'm-
call your mom. You let him call his mom.
Yeah, I'll let you call your mom.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause my mom's at work right now.
Okay. We'll call him when we get outside. You have any other questions for him?
Yeah, I just wanted to pay the money back, and I explained why. For me, I do that. I apologize. I don't really steal, bro. That's not me. I was not born like that.
Nobody
But
said
you
you
did
was.
though. In this occasion. Right?
Yeah, and I said I'll pay it back.
I know you will.
in cash.
I know,
Or
but
card.
but in 10 days you stole $2,200. Not like $5, not 20. You stole $2,200 in 10 days.
Yeah, I
And
know.
now you hit it hard and heavy. And because of that, and because it's your credit card, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's not on my credit card. That's what I'm saying.
It was
If-
in,
if
it
I
went to your
could-
debit. It went to your checking account.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's
Yeah.
not on my card no more. So that's what I'm
Right.
saying. If I could give y'all the cash,
But you don't have
I'd
the
be-
cash.
No, I could get it.
You gave it to your cousin.
Yeah, but I'm saying I could get it like literally now.
You can come up with $2,200 in cash.
Yeah, I could definitely give it to y'all.
Well, if the court allows that, then that's what we'll do. But we got to do this step first. So.
I could definitely give it to y'all right now if y'all want me to.
No, you don't gotta give nothing to me.
No, not you. I'm saying like to the
That'll
store.
be something that y'all have to figure out during the court process, sir.
So will you come out with a case number or anything like that?
Yo, actually, right here. And if you could,
Yeah, I'll make a copy of this.
Wait, so I
email the. That's yours.
Oh, for me.
Yep.
This is your email address?
Yep.
I'm gonna have my guy at corporate email you a link with
To
all
the-
the videos
that's even
because
pr-
it's too big to email.
That's
It's
fine.
like a Dropbox link.
Yep,
and everything.
that works.
All right,
So
thank
how you
sir.
gonna call my mom if the number's in my phone?
I'm gonna get your phone out your pocket.
I don't. I really cannot just pay the money. I don't. It is really trumped up, bro. That's why I just can't really, like take the thing off my check.
I got you, but you
That's what I'm
asked the
saying.
wrong person. He don't have
No,
that
I'm
power.
not, I'm not asking you. I'm asking
No, I'm
him.
talking about him. He don't have that power. He can't, just let you do that. He don't have the authority to do that.
I understand.
He might want to be able to do that and thought that was the option, but once he called his bosses said, "No, you can't do that."
I never knew 17 year.
An adult?
I never knew that. I
Yes,
swear I
sir.
never knew that, bro. Every time I locked up, bro, I never knew that, bro. Clear, bro. Ridiculous, bro.
We're gonna go to this one right here.
All right. I love David. I'm gonna take care of my little sister. Huh? I'm gonna take care of my little
I
sister.
don't have all the answers for you, man. I don't. I wish I could tell you how you're gonna do everything, but I can't. I don't have the answers.
So, like,
They get a part. We call it.
Okay, tell her we're about to call her from his phone.
Patrol vehicle and allowed him to call his mother.
Wait till you hear.
he's just wipe it up, yeah. And then got a phone. And then it should be mother.
Fine.
Yeah, right there. Hello?
Johnny, what happened?
Bro, I tried to tell them, bro, that for me, I could give them all the money back, but it was not for me. For me, it was not for me, bro.
Who was for?
It was for Ray Sean, bro, because he was homeless, bro, and I was helping him, bro.
Who's Ray Sean?
Ray Sean, remember we spoke to him before?
Who's Ray Sean?
Ray Sean, the one that I always used to be with in New York. The one that was like family, and I was.
So did they take you to jail?
I don't know. He said that I'm.
Yes,
since
ma'am, I am.
See, he said since I'm 17, I gotta go to jail. But how? I'm on. Feel me? Like.
He going to jail? Okay. Sir, please explain to me what's happening.
Yes, ma'am. This is Officer Black with City of Chambly. So we were called in.
I gotta like spit. Can I spell this for, please?
Go ahead.
All right, I'm listening.
I'm sorry, he was spitting. I wanted to make sure he was spitting. So we were called to Five Below by.
Does the mom, is she more concerned about him going to jail or the crime he has committed to go to jail?
Their loss prevention, stating that your son, I don't know, what's your first name, Denzel or Jeremiah? Jameer, over the course of 10 days, did, I don't want to give you the wrong numbers, 16 transaction frauds, totaling into an amount of $2,267.34. Of that $2,267.34, $1,556.18 went to his debit card, and $711.60 he took out in cash.
Okay.
So, being that he did fraudulent returns, he is going to go. They wanted to prosecute and pursue charges on him. So, being that they want to pursue charges on him, and he is 17 years of age, he gets transported to DeKalb County Detention Center. He does not go to juvenile court. He is 17 in the state of Georgia. 17. You are.
All right. So now what?
Hey, look, I got.
Okay, get rid of a new tab. Let's see.
I'll let you talk to, okay? So what will happen right now is once we leave this scene, I'll take him to the cab. He'll have a warrant. He'll go before a judge, and the judge will tell him what his bail or bond is. And he'll be able to call you and say, hey, Mom, my bond is this much money. And then you can go through the proper procedures to be able to get him out.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. He wants to talk to you as well.
No, because I would give him the money back. It was not for me. That's what I'm trying to keep telling him. And the guy just lied to me because he just said, he just said nothing. I swear, he just said nothing's going to happen. And I knew he was going to go to cops, but I already had a feeling, bro. He said.
All right, so you heard him, right? Already got a felon. So it's the mom acting like her baby so innocent. It's his first arrest. So he said, I already got a felon.
But the truth, he said, if I tell the truth, it was all good, bro. He just said that.
Who said that? Who said that?
The white guy inside, he said, if I tell the truth, everything will be good,
I will say
bro.
this.
So that's why I just said, why niggas lying?
He was under the misconception as well as you that you are a minor.
Yeah,
once I got
am a
here
minor.
and I told him 17, you're no longer a minor in the state of Georgia, that's when he called his boss and see if they still want to continue to pursue charges.
That's why I
Remember, he said his friend from New York. So it's in New York, you're a minor. But you're in Georgia, my boy.
that's why I literally asked him,
Listen,
can I, like,
hold on,
if he charged me?
Originally he thought it was just going to
I
be...
just don't want him to have no
minor in the state of Georgia, that's when he called his boss and see if they still want to continue to pursue charges.
That's why I literally asked him, can I, like,
hold on,
if he charged me?
Originally he thought it was just going to
I
be...
just don't want him to have no meltdown because he also is autistic, and I just don't want him to, I'm just nervous.
So now she says he's also autistic. Ma'am, autistic behavior doesn't lead to criminal activity. There's other behaviors that can do that. But autism does not lead to you being it doesn't lead to a life of crime. So now she's making excuses for him. So this is what happens. This is why that single mom, it doesn't work, especially with boys. She's making excuses for him. Oh, he's autistic. So now he's using that to commit crimes. Listen to what else he disclosed.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure that he is safe. That's all.
And they just fired me. That's why I asked if they put on my paycheck.
He is. I'll keep a close eye on him as long as I can. Right now, it's we're just gonna head up there, but like I said, the manager or the loss prevention, not the manager, was also under the same assumption that you were 17, which means you were a minor, which means they were just gonna call mom and try to work something out with mom.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
Let me call the store.
Okay, but like I said, that's not the case.
That's what.
Foodmatic? No. That's something I might want to YouTube. Let me see. I had something for you, Haskell. I was waiting for you to pop up, but then I threw it away. It was a screenshot that you'd have been laughing. Let me see if I can find it. I had it saved. I said, Haskell ain't popping up. So I'm doing these Hebrew things. He ain't popping up. So I trashed it. All right, here you are. So let me see if I can find it. Let me send a link. Right now, I'm not doing no debates right now. I might have one, so I doubt it this late. But some of them will be on California time. But let me put the link in there in case I want to hop on. But I don't think I'm gonna do a debate, but who knows? But let me try to find one to show Haskell so he can laugh. SMH, you can hop on too, brother.
Yo, I'm by. You there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now, because I wasn't hearing nothing. It was weird. I guess you got a video.
I was on mute. I'm trying to find what I wanted to show you. Oh, I got it. I got it. Yeah. Listen, this is for you. All right. It's going to be kind of hard to see a little bit. All right. Let me just do it like this.
You know what I'm talking about with the Flute-Matic, right?
Wait, before you do that, I want you. Can you see this right here?
Yeah, I can see it.
You see his name at the bottom?
Hold on. House of Daniel, Elder, Nah, that is not that. That's not dude name, dog.
That's a screenshot of his video, bro. That's for you. All right.
Bullshit trolling, dog.
That's a screenshot. That's in my trash.
You photoshopped that, bro.
That's the actual. I'm a Photoshop. That's everything.
Nigga.
Yeah, when I seen that, because I'm trying to put it in a title.
Your phonics gotta be your phonics game gotta be pristine. Let me put it back up. Let me try.
Hold on. Yeah.
Supercalifragilistic.
Yeah, I don't think he even know how to pronounce that.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, that's wild right there. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Like, it sounds like
Hold on.
being said over.
Hold on. All right, so Kaharatazad Chad. Kaharatazad Chad. Kaharatazad Chad. Kaharatazad Chad. Okay. Kaharatazad Chad. Kaharatazad Chad.
Cod. How about cod? I think it's cod. I don't think it's a cha.
Cod. Oh, there's no H sound, so the H is like silent. Cod.
Like cod, yeah.
So Kaharatazad.
Yeah. Because Katazai was the CH too. Yeah, so I think that's cod.
Man, fuck all that, man.
Kaharata cod. Wait, Katarata cod. Here we go.
Kaharata. You left out the za part though before the cod. So Kaharata zakad. Kaharata zakad. Kaharata zakad.
Kaharata kazad. Tarata.
Man, bro, you sound like I'm trying to say the word antagonistic the other night. He was on Sonetta. You know the Black Egypt thing is like all the rage right now. So
okay.
He was reading a passage from a scholar that was saying like the Egyptians weren't always antagonistic towards the Nubians.
Yeah.
But he was like astagnistic, I listic, I jagabikit. I damn near died laughing, bro. Oh my God, dog. Poor Ankh, man.
Yeah, you are crazy. All right, look, let me finish this. So now, if you watching it, then you can finish with that. That was funny.
Astagnistic, agorific. Oh Lord.
So look, this right here is a little. I can't say little kid, but apparently he's from New York or lived in New York at some point, and he didn't realize that in the state of Georgia, if you're 17 years old, that's like New York 18-year-old law. Well, minor.
Yeah, he's a kid, so he a kid. He's not thinking about, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So, but the thing is, but forget about kid. What criminals?
Well, he's a young man.
Right, but the kid part is irrelevant. What I'm pointing at is to like, which you know already, young criminals, minor criminals, like they cause crime, right? They commit crimes as they're considered minors, and then they relax when they're called an adult. So this criminal is trying to use that as scam in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Unbeknownst to him, in Georgia, you 17 years old, you're an adult, and you will not be treated like a kid. So he didn't know that. So he was committing credit fraud there in Five Below, and he got caught. So now the cop allowed him to call his mother, So this is the part I wanted to. So now the mom was making excuses for her criminal son, which is a lot of me and Stu P's issue with some of these moms. Instead of addressing him like a man, like the man he is, she's talking to him like he's 13. Like, no, he's autistic. So now he's gonna use that to his mom. See, not to his boys and to the streets. He's not gonna use that because we're not gonna play that. But when he mess up, mom, well, I'm autistic. See. So anyway, he's in the car. He's talking to his mom, and you didn't really miss much. I'm gonna play it from here, because I want to close this tab out altogether. I learned about clipping, so I want to close this tab. I don't want to clip this. I just want to close it out. But this was for you guys. Here we go.
That's what I'm saying, because that's why I asked him, can he take it on my check? Because my next check is $1,000 and something to change.
He thought he could, but he can't because you are not a minor. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So his plan was, obviously, to me, once he get caught for that fraudulent credit card scheme at the job, he's gonna say, "Hey man, take it off my, check. Let me go. We'll do it like that. Bygones be bygones. Let me come back next Wednesday and start my shift over." Like that's what he was trying to. That was his plan. And somebody said mom was in on it. I don't think that's too far fetched.
So he was telling
because how tolerant she was to know he's in jail. But listen to his confession, okay? Because the way he's crying and everything, you would think like, "Hey man, cut the kid a break." Well, you can't say that because the owner of the company or like somebody up, somebody with that type of status, not the owner, but they call the shots. They want to prosecute it. Like they don't want him to, because he didn't steal like $200 worth of something. Stupid. He didn't steal $50 something. He stole $2,000 worth of stuff. Right. So this is, or just money, $2,000 worth of money. So they're like, "Nah, hell no, you're not letting that go. We're not forgiving that." He's 17, jail. So I'm gonna pick it up from there.
you the truth because under the same assumption that you thought you were 17.
Yeah, but I have to go right today. I have a game tomorrow. Like I have
to
go.
Listen.
He has a game tomorrow. His mom's still on the phone, by the way.
Look. Cool. Yeah. It's not murder. It's a death. You ain't gonna be in there for life. You gonna be in there. Your mom gonna come and get you.
I don't like that advice. It ain't murder. No, but it leads to murder. Like those petty crimes, if it ain't checked, they lead to a worse crime that could be murder. So I don't like that what you're saying. The cops are just whatever.
And then you'll be out. You'll be out today as long as your mom can come up there.
Yeah, she can. That's why.
All right.
He said yeah, she can. So he already know mom is gonna come get him. And moms need to leave their boys in there.
Yeah, how you doing? Doing good.
All right. So I'm gonna keep going.
Calm down.
I don't like being locked up, bro. It's like my fourth time being locked up, bro.
You heard that? That's the part I wanted to clip when I first did this. So y'all thinking this is his first time? He said, "I don't like being locked up. I've been locked up 4 times. This is 5th time getting caught using that minor thing to get out. This is."
And his mother sounded like he was a saint. His mother was acting like he's a saint.
Right. This is 5th time. He said, "I don't like being locked up, but this is 5th time being locked up though."
It's a lot of people on the panel, man. You was talking some Hebrew stuff earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
right. So look. So now, and they're waiting for me to get back on it because I told them to have somebody else, but probably not gonna happen. I mean, it might, but let me I stop focusing on like their inboxes. So anyway, let me go ahead.
All right. So she'll come and get you today. Watch your leg up, bro. Okay. All right. So she'll come and get you today. Watch your leg real quick. Hey, as long as your mom can come up there.
Yeah, she can. That's why.
All right. So calm down.
I don't like being locked up, bro. It's like my 4th time being locked up, bro.
All right. Stu, what you got? This is 4th time being locked up. What you got on that?
Was it a black policeman or a white policeman?
It looked like white. It looked like white police officers.
So he went into the store under the return scam.
Yeah. Yep.
Where they get somebody receipt and go back in the store for all the goods and carry it to the front of the store and say, "I'd like to return these products."
I believe that's something like that happened. Yeah. or either that or somebody else returned it and
Before.
and he used his credit card to receive the funds instead of putting on the credit card that was given to him. I think that's what he was doing.
But because he's 17, when he was 16 and he got locked up, he got charged as a juvenile, and they didn't bother even charge him.
Right. Those other 4 arrests, he was a juvenile. The mom was okay with that. 4 times.
So you have a thief in your house. How you deal with it? If your son is a thief or a hustler, or is it good to be a hustler or a scammer?
It's terrible. Yeah, like we listen. This is why at a very young age, like you got to train your kids, not train them, but teach them and train them that listen. Certain lifestyles lead. You let them see the homeless people, the crackheads. You show them. They're gonna see them anyway, but you show them. You tell them. Matter of fact, let them talk. Like talk to the crackheads. Like, how did you become homeless? They're gonna tell you. So you let them know that, and then when they continue that path, you like this is where you're gonna end up at, and I'm not gonna save you.
So with a record, can he join the armed services when he becomes 18 or 19?
Maybe because he don't have any felonies at that time.
No, but if he's charged now for
Yeah,
fraud,
I don't think so.
and even if he doesn't get time, let's say he gets just on the record and released, he has a record,
Right.
and that put him back severely.
Yeah, you know what? That's the other thing in the black community. Like parents would rather let their child and this kid, this is his 5th arrest. So parents would roll the dice on him in the hood with those fifth arrests, rather than this is the best time to sign him up for the military, get him out the house, get him something, something like that. But parents like we're anti-military, but we're pro street war. That's where he's headed. He's going to join YSL. That's where he's headed. He's headed to be a YSL member.
Hell no. My boy crying up the snot bubbles. I could hear the snot bubbles coming. Yeah, it's time to buck up again, man.
No, because he never knew that he was going to jail. He
Right.
thought that, listen, I'm not 18 yet. They can't charge me as an adult. Not
Yeah, he
realizing
thought
that
he had
So when the cop threw him the curveball and said, dude, you're 17. It was like there's a case in Brazil where there was this young man who was a problem. And the officers wait until his 18th birthday, went and picked him up, bought him a cake, sang him happy birthday, and locked him the fuck up. Yeah, you can look at photo on YouTube. Brazilian police have birthday parties.
He cut out too.
Yeah, you can look it up on the internet. Brazilian police have birthday party for criminal. Because they were waiting on him to turn 18. They said, dude, you are an issue. But if we lock you up now, you go in front of the judge, oh, he's a juvenile. But as soon as you turn 18, your ass is going
back.
What was that?
No, I was saying he learned that day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just like how this young dude learned today that you're 17 is not. 17 is not a baby. 16 is not a baby.
Right.
Nah. 15 is not a baby.
Yeah, no.
14 is not a baby.
Yeah. You are almost coming to who you are in life. If you're still like that, if you're a bully, that's
what age is it that they say the personality is fully formed at? It's like 7 or something.
6.
6.
Man.
6 or 7. But at 14,
wow.
Majority of people in this world know the difference between right and wrong. Dr. Umar was
absolutely.
This 17-year-old guy, they love to say mental illness. So the teacher took away his Nintendo Switch from him because he was playing it in class.
Oh, and he killed that teacher.
He didn't kill the teacher. He gave the teacher a beating second to none.
Check later.
Was
was
that the
like a
one? The little black kid, right?
right. He wasn't little. He was like about 6 foot tall. But they're saying that he's in the
Please
slow,
fasten to your seatbelt.
that he drives on the small bus,
Mm.
right? And
Mm.
a lot of these diagnoses is because of non-structures in the household. So when they go to school and the teacher can't deal with them because of discipline issue, they say, "Oh, he has ADHD,
Yeah, they have
ADHD."
some. They have
Oh,
some
yeah,
They have some acronym, or every year in that what is that psychology? What they call the Bible of psychology? I think it's called a
yeah,
DSM or whatever.
yeah, yeah,
You know, every year they add some new psychosis to the list, some new category.
yeah.
All
But
that
then
shit is made up, man. A lot of that shit
yeah,
is made up.
it is. But it give them the reason to put the child on medication. I have a
Hmm.
good friend who, in order for the child to stay in school, they had to put him on Ritalin and all different kind of bullshit on that medication, and he was a nuisance child. And he was a nuisance. He ended up buying a bike, the first job he had, learning to ride a bike on the street at breakneck speed, crashed into a car, broke his neck. He didn't die, but he's now a vegetable. So the mother now has to look after this vegetable for the rest of his life, or the rest of her life, all because he couldn't hear.
Right.
Because when he brought home the bike, and she told me that, oh, my son brought home a bike. I said, does he have a car? She said, yes. I said, did he learn to ride a bike at a young age? Meaning 13, 14, a smaller bike, a dirt bike or something like that. No, he's like 20 now, and he went and he bought like one of the CRB 1000, one of the racing bikes, like the Ninjas or the Kawasaki 1000. And I said to her that, listen, when you go home today, you need to tell him that he has three options. The bike can stay, but he can't stay. He can stay, but the bike can't stay, or him and the bike can leave. And she was like, no, you're fighting against young people. In less than a week, he was in the intensive care unit on the rocker bed, unconscious for weeks. And she was ashamed to look at me because life experience teach me that your kid's not in charge of you, you in charge of your kids. And your kids must know that you're a hair trigger away from stepping into the neck. Don't play with me. I will kill you. Police won't kill you. I will kill you. But it is what it is. And you play the video. Finish playing. Let me hear his mother.
All right. Give me a second. Let me play it. So, were you able to hear his mother at all, Stu?
No, I didn't hear the mother part. I was trying to hear it. When he called his mother. And the police was explaining to his mother what he did. She sounded nonchalant to be like, what's the big deal?
Right. He's 17 was the big deal. Let him go.
Yeah, what's the big deal?
Look at this, Red. This is sad, man. Hold on.
Listen, look. They wanted to prosecute. Yes, ma'am, I am.
See, he says since I'm 17, I gotta go to jail, but I'm on, feel me? Like,
He going to jail. Okay.
17, I don't know. He said that I'm.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
See, he said since I'm 17, I gotta go to jail, but how? I'm on, feel me? Like,
He going to jail. Okay. Sir, please explain to me what's happening.
Yes, ma'am. This is Officer Black with City of Chamblee. So,
now keep in mind he's been locked up 4 times before this. So why is she acting like she's shocked he's going to jail? Like she should have been more upset. Like, what did you do this time? Like that should have been her response. What did you do this time? Like, are you still stealing? Like, what's wrong with you? It should have been more like that. some type of chastisement going on, not blaming the officers for locking his dumb ass up.
We were
I
called in.
gotta like spit. Can I smell the floor, please?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, he was spitting. I wanted to make sure he didn't spit. So we were called to Five Below by their loss prevention, stating that your son, I don't know, what's your first name, Denzel or Jeremiah? Jameer, over the course of 10 days, did, I don't want to give you the wrong numbers, of 16 transaction frauds, totaling into a...
Nah, we don't want you explaining because you're going to do some polite shit. You're going to do some damage control. No. We don't want you explaining.
Of $2,267.34. Of that $2,267.34, $1,556.18 went to his debit card, and $711.60 he took out in cash.
Damn.
Okay.
So, being that he did fraudulent returns, he is going to go. They wanted to prosecute and pursue charges on him. So, being that they want to pursue charges on him, and he is 17 years of age, he gets transported to DeKalb County Detention Center. He does not go to juvenile court. He is 17 in the state of Georgia. 17. You're an
All right. So now what?
Hey, look, can I tell you something?
You're going to condemn him for nothing. Now what?
No. Hear me. That's a good job, because if after tax 10 days and he didn't work 80 hours to do that shit, but let's say 10 days, 80 hours, he was making like $27 an hour for 2,200, right? So before tax, that would be a $35 an hour job. Good, okay. You're ambitious, dude. You're working 75,000 a year. That's a good job.
Right. Okay. All right. So let me play some more.
Let me answer a question. I'll let you talk to. Okay. So what will happen right now is, once we leave this scene, I'll take him to the cab. He'll have a warrant. He'll go before a judge, and the judge will tell him what his bail or bond is, and he'll be able to call you and say, "Hey, Mom, my bond is this much money," and then you can go through the proper procedures to be able to get him out.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. He wants to talk to you.
Wait, no, because I would give him the money back. It was not for me. That's what I'm trying to keep telling him. And the guy just lied to me, because he just said nothing. I swear, he just said nothing's gonna happen, and I knew he was gonna go to cops, bro. I already had a feeling, bro.
Hold up. So he's not denying the crime. So this is like ain't that what we seen on YouTube with like some of these women, like when they get caught cheating, they tell the man, yeah, but you weren't supposed to come home. Why are you home? Why yeah, make the argument, why you home? So he's gonna make the argument that the manager had a misunderstanding on the minor thing, just like he did, that the manager didn't know he had to go to jail. So it's like, what would have that changed? Like, instead of going to jail from the job, you went to jail at home? Like, what does that change?
I mean, he said, about the truth. He said, if I tell the truth, it will be all good, bro. He just said that.
Who said that?
The white guy inside, he said, if I tell the truth, everything will be good, bro. So that's why I don't understand why niggas lying.
He was under the misconception, as well as you, that you are a minor.
Yeah.
What law that the manager can say that? Like, what law that he can't tell the kid that? Like, if he was,
it doesn't matter anyway, because dude already explained, the officer already explained it to him. I think this is gonna be like the 4th or 5th time now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
I don't know. Go ahead.
The Miranda rights only apply when you're being arrested. So you hear people say this. The officers say, "Hey, I'm biased. Where you going?" And I'll say, "I'll plead the Fifth Amendment." That doesn't apply. Like, so he can still ask your question, because listen what's going on. When the officer asks you questions, you can say, "I don't want to answer." He can ask you over and over and over. That's his right to ask you that. Your right to not answer. The Miranda rights only apply where he can't legally ask you no more questions. So after he reads you your rights, the officer, if you say, "I don't want to be questioned," the officer got to respect that now.
No, that you have a misunderstanding of Miranda.
Oh,
You have a misunderstanding of
maybe, oh,
Miranda.
wait. So let me just finish real fast. I know this for a fact that the
Mm.
officer legally cannot. My point is, and this is irrefutable. I know for a fact that once if he does not read you your rights, he can ask you questions pertaining to the investigation. If he reads you your rights, now the Miranda rights are there, and now you can say, "I don't want to answer any questions." Now the officer cannot ask you another question. So that's all I was going to. So I do know that too. I know he can't not
No.
ask you another question.
Okay. How Miranda works is that Miranda is a right. Whether or not you're arrested or not, you have the right to remain silent.
Yeah.
Whether or not the officer detained you or not, you have a right to remain silent. So even if the officer interacts with you and says,
Yeah.
especially
I know that
in a
part.
state that you have to identify. If an officer says to you hello and you shut up your mouth and just look away, it cannot be used against you. Your silence cannot be used against you. You can exercise the right to be silent at any time, with or without arrest.
Right.
No, your right to be silent don't stop the officer from asking you a question. You just don't have to answer. He
Right.
can ask questions all day. The reason why they don't ask questions after you verbally enunciate your Miranda rights, because then no, it can be looked at as what the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, but
Coercion,
yeah,
Hmm?
but
coercion, maybe badgering.
No, not
yeah,
coercion. Like you're
yeah, but
aggravating the
he
individual.
cannot ask you a question. It's like I watch
No, he
Apple.
can ask you question.
No, he
Even
cannot.
after no, even after you said I plead the fifth.
No,
Because
no.
me asking you
But if,
questions
if you
does
watch
not stop you
if
from
you watch
answering.
every interrogation thing that I ever watched, show me one interrogation where you said nah, I'm good, and they continue to ask you questions. It's
Oh,
over. They close it.
no.
And
Why they stop asking you questions is that it will be so if I say to you I'm not answering any questions and you consistently be asking me questions and I have to repeat to you that officer I'm not answering questions and you continue to ask me questions, legally it can be construed as you are badgering the individual, right? So you're verbally assaulting that individual. No, that's the only reason. And to make it not look unfavorable to them in front of a judge, they said that I understood his Miranda rights. That's why I did not pursue asking any more questions. But the Miranda don't stop the officer from asking you questions.
yeah, that makes
Because,
sense.
all right, when you go in front of the judge and the prosecutor ask you a question, and you say, I plead the fifth, he can ask you another question.
Right.
And you said, I plead the fifth. And he can ask you another question.
Right. Yeah. I think you're right. When you explain it that way, I think you're right. Yeah, they can
So,
ask the question, they just don't because they feel like it's like some type of bullying, like hazards. That sounds more accurate than what I was saying. Yeah, I think you're right on that.
right. So Miranda is not about me not getting questions, it's me not having questions, me
Yeah,
not answering questions, and those questions, and my right not to answer a question
right.
is not seen as guilt, and it cannot be used against me. So if I go in front of the judge, and the officer said I asked him where he was yesterday, and he did not answer me, it does not mean that I was where you think I was. Just that I chose to exercise my Fifth and my Fourth Amendment, freedom in my personage, and the right to remain silent, that I can traverse this place freely without harassment. But you were harassing me after I said that I'm not answering the questions, that I'm not aiding in your investigation, that if you choose to investigate me, go ahead and investigate me. But I'm not aiding in you investigating me. Investigate me without my help. Convict me without my help.
Right. Incrimination.
I'm not going to incriminate myself. Or the justice in 1830 said, no sane thinking person should ever answer the police. You and I are not equipped with the skills to answer the police. You and I are not equipped with the understanding of what the answer may be uh, might be construed as. So you don't answer the police. If you feel like you need to give the police your name, especially in a certain state, you have to give the police your name. But in certain states like Texas, you don't have to give the police your name. When the police unless you're in a motor vehicle, because different laws apply to motor vehicles.
They call it a stop and ID state. Yeah, so that's the term.
Well, if you're in a state that is not a stop and ID state, if the police stop you, you just, but you have to sometimes, in many states, you have to verbally enunciate that I am exercising my right to remain silent. So the officer stop you and say, boy, where are you going? He say, officer, I'm exercising my right to remain silent. I'm doing an investigation. Where are you coming from? My right to remain silent. Now, many of us don't have the money to pay a lawyer because that same officer might say, you resemble, you look like, I'm going to lock you up and carry you down to the station because I have at least 72 hours in some cases to hold you and try and identify you. And many persons don't have the money and don't understand that shut your ass up any which way. Because if the officer cannot perfectly match who him say identify the suspect,
think now,
you have a lawsuit.
As you're talking, I'm trying to recall how it happened. So because you can't, like, you can remain silent, but you're not pleading the fifth until you're under arrest, right? So you
no. A right though has nothing to do with arrest.
No, this is why the officers would say to you when you say, hey, I plead the fifth, they'll say you're not under arrest.
No, the officer is lying to you because a right has nothing. The officers can lie to you. A right has nothing to do with whether you're under arrest or not.
Let me see. You can finish. I think I'm right about this one.
All right. Can I plead the fifth even though I'm not arrested? Yes. A right under the United States Constitution is whether you are under arrest, not under arrest, under duress, not under duress. That's why the gun control lobby says that this right cannot be infringed upon. The right to carry arms. You don't carry arms if you're under arrest or not under arrest. It's a right. See, you don't have to read that. You don't have to.
But you sourcing up on bias?
Yeah, he's trying to source it, but it's all right.
I'm trying to look for something specific.
Nah, don't run, Stoopies.
You don't have to run. I know this by heart.
What?
I know this by heart.
Don't run. Don't get shaky, cause the man's sourcing up.
No, man. I don't do sources. Once you beat back, you can take it to the line.
See, this is
essentially somebody who and let's read that. Let's read that.
But this is pertaining to an actual like arrest. I'm trying to see before the arrest. Let me see.
Get him on bias.
Right, type in when can you plead the fifth? An individual can only invoke the Fifth Amendment in response to You can plead the fifth at any time.
Yeah, that's not my argument. Like when you cannot. Like my argument is not you cannot plead the fifth.
Your argument is that you can only plead the fifth upon arrest. after an arrest. But you
no,
can
no,
plead the fifth long before that.
no, no. What I'm saying is they're no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when
All
they
right. The
when
mo-
they but you got to listen to what I'm trying to say so you can understand what I'm saying because you misrepresented my argument. I'm saying when a police officer say you're under arrest, that's when the Miranda rights come out. It doesn't come out when they're investigating the crime. Once they feel like you are going to be charged with a crime, I'm trying to. That's when the Miranda rights come out, and I'm trying to see what.
No, and then unbiased, you misunderstand the Miranda right. What the Miranda right is a simple way for people to understand the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. Miranda don't mean Miranda is basically people versus Miranda. Miranda, that was a case. That's why they call it Miranda. United States government versus Miranda, where this man said that he was not properly read his rights before he was arrested. So he did not understand what rights he has. So basically, what the Miranda rights is to explain to people that who are being detained or otherwise arrested by the police that according to the Constitution of the United States of America, every individual has the right to remain silent, that every individual has the right to legal representation, that every individual will be provided legal representation even if they cannot afford it. The state will assist them with legal representation. Miranda, and then it was shortened to Miranda, to say, listen, Miranda invoked and proved that the police did not explain to him what rights he has under the Constitution. The Constitution gives you rights whether or not you are detained by the police or whether you're walking on the street on any given day. Those amendments to the Constitution give everybody certain inalienable rights. And one of the rights is whether or not you're arrested, whether or not you're walking, whether or not you have the right, according to the Constitution, to remain silent, with or without arrest, with or without
Hey, but
detainment.
isn't virtually any interaction with a police officer, particularly if they're doing an investigation, is
A
basically
detainment,
a soft detainment.
right, is a detainment. So they're
So
telling that, listen, you don't have to be arrested.
right,
Shut your
right.
mouth up.
So I mean, I think that's what unbiased is getting at. You
No,
know, we
but
kind of I think we
even
getting
and,
stuck on the
and the,
we getting stuck on the arrest word, but
no, and
if,
in legal a soft, a soft detention. The consent any meaning that if you're walking the street and a policeman drives past you and he says hello to you, that's an interaction. It has nothing to do, you do not have to. And
I
if
think
you say answer, if you want to verbally
you got him unbiased.
yes, I because like what Haskell said, I think we put on to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I was going to ask Stu Pease if he does not read you your Miranda rights. Can anything you say be used against you if he does not read you your Miranda rights?
Yes.
Right. So why do they read your Miranda rights as though, because now they're saying, hey, I'm arresting you now. So anything you say can be used against you when it's like, wait, but when I was not under arrest, anything I say can be used against me. Why are you telling me that?
Because when you are volunteering information, if I am volunteering information, meaning that I am speaking out the side of my mouth, I have relinquished my right to remain silent without any interrogation. But the instant the officer starts to ask you questions, that's now involuntary in most cases, meaning that I am suggesting a course of the argument. So therefore, I will say to you that since I'm going to ask you questions now, I need you to understand your rights because you're no longer volunteering information. I am seeking information from you through questioning. And therefore, I want, why the police read it, it's not to protect the individual, it's to protect themselves. because it is assumed under law that you know your rights. The law don't assume that you don't know your rights, you know.
But what I'm saying is, when they're before you're charged with a crime, they're just investigating, and they ask you questions. So like, what? It don't matter how they ask you questions before, during the interrogation, or on the streets. You're still volunteering information. Like once they ask you a question, you're volunteering information.
Right, but if you had, if I roll up, if I roll up as a police officer and I'm investigating a crime, and when I roll up, you out there just talking. Say, oh, that is why me and Pookie have to go down there and shoot up the place. I don't have to Mirandarize you because you said that. You volunteer those information. It's afterwards when I said, oh, you want Pookie? And I said, okay, come Pookie number 2. I need to detain you while I'm doing this investigation. And
I don't think Unbiased disagrees with that though, right? Unbiased? I don't think that's where the point of contention.
What Unbiased is saying that Miranda only apply after a detention or an arrest. And I'm saying that Miranda applies all the time. Miranda applies.
Wait. You're saying you can invoke it at any time? Is that what you mean?
At any time. It's
yeah,
a right.
At any time you can invoke it.
Right. Whether or not you're being arrested or detained or any interaction, you can invoke Miranda.
Okay, I don't think. Do you disagree with that, Unbiased? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think that's the point of contention here, Stoopy.
Yeah, let me read this, and maybe this to help me out, because I finally found what I'm looking for. Okay, so when the police must read you your rights, it says it is important to note that police are only required to Mirandize a suspect if they intend to interrogate that person under custody.
Questioning.
Okay, so it says arrest can occur without the Miranda warning being given.
Mm-hmm.
Police later decide to interrogate the suspect. The warning must be given at that time. Their vigilance to this rule means less chance of a case being overturned in court due to
3 things that's mentioned. That's the 3 things I mentioned. I mentioned those 3 things that police do to protect themselves.
So it says
right that they do it when they're going to question you, and that they don't have to Mirandarize you. So that top paragraph, Stoopy is covered clearly.
Okay, so it says if public safety is an issue, questions may be asked without the defendant being Mirandized. And any evidence.
Hey, I'm sorry to cut you off, Unbiased. Hey, don't do the third person thing, Stoopies, please.
I know.
Wait, who be doing that?
Stoopy do always do it. I talk in the third person.
So it says if safety is an issue, questions may be asked without the defendant being Mirandized, and any evidence obtained may be used against the suspect under these circumstances. The Miranda warning is all about questioning and being protected from self-incrimination under the Fifth Amendment, not being arrested. The person arrested must still answer questions about their name, age, address. They can be searched in order to protect the police officer.
That's a terrorist, the Terry.
Also,
Terry search.
Yeah, also Terry stop. Also a confession given before a suspect has been read. Also, a confession given before a suspect has been read, the Miranda warning may find that confession enter as evidence in court. If you have been Mirandized and you waive your rights, meaning you wish to speak.
See, go back to the second paragraph and read the last line of the second paragraph.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, but I think
it says.
But what I'm trying to let me just first read it. You can stop. Let me read it all, and then you come back to what was already read, because I'm trying to read this into evidence. All right. If you have been Mirandized and you waived your rights, meaning you wish to speak to police freely without an attorney present, you can change your mind. I know that any time and plead the fifth, meaning you will no longer wish to answer questions, or that you have changed your mind and wish to have an attorney present after all. In some states, juvenile. So when I start off by saying this, I was under the impression, which they still ain't tackled yet. If you plead the fifth, so this is what I was saying earlier. think he's tied too much into what I was saying. I'm under the impression, and still am to a certain degree, that if you plead the fifth, the officer has to stop questioning. So that's what I was saying. So I was never saying about the person being, the suspect or the person being charged, the criminal. I was never dealing with that person. I was dealing with the police officer. Can they still ask you questions legally if you say I plead the fifth? So that was my only thing. So I was trying to find that here. If it says, hey, if you plead the fifth, wait, didn't you finish? You cutting into early. So if you plead the fifth, I was trying to find something that says if you plead the fifth during an interrogation or an arrest, can they still ask you questions? I was trying to just read that black and white. Yes, they can, or yes, they, or no, they can't. I was just trying to read that. I was trying to find that. Look at it.
Okay, probably I misinterpreted you because the first thing I heard you said was that the Miranda only applies upon detention or arrest. Because I thought I heard you said that. If you didn't say that, I apologize.
Yeah, now I was dealing more so with the police officer. Because remember, I said I said this. I said if they they can question. Because remember, I even gave an example. I said and again, this is based on what I understood. The example was they always say, hey, I want to plead the fifth. I said they say you're not under arrest. So that means what you pleading to? I can just, I'm going to ask you questions regardless. And then I said, I thought, I believe, but I said this. I said once they read your Miranda rights, I'm under the impression that he cannot ask you again.
Okay, the word that I was looking for is badgering. If a police officer continue to question after you made it verbally clear, and this is under law, that you have pleaded the fifth, it is now can be construed as badgering. And it has many implications that can severely affect his case. Because a lawyer can say, why were you badgering my client when my client had certain protections under the law? Are you the kind of officer that blatantly disregard the Constitution of the United States of America? Or do you not understand when somebody said that they're not answering any questions, it is futile to be constantly asking them questions. So why they do that is to protect them, to not let them look like an incompetent officer. That's why the officers stop asking questions. And then the questions they're going to ask, if he even answer questions those times, the lawyer can then argue that because he was pleading the fifth, everything he says now is inadmissible and can be thrown out on the reason that these questions were answered under duress. That the plaintiff did not feel that the Constitution was protecting him from this officer. That's why this officer blatantly disregard his right to remain silent. That's the argument that they make in court all the time. That's why when people say Miranda, the officer said, okay. When people say I plead the fifth, right? Because many people, when they go in front of the police officer, say, I know my rights, I know my rights. They don't actually know the rights. Because if you know your rights, you wouldn't have to say you know your rights. All you would say to the officer, officer, can I be allowed to plead the fifth? Can I shut the fuck up? Can you allow me to shut the fuck up? Will you allow me to shut the fuck up? I need to shut the fuck up. I feel badgered. Are you badgering me because I insist on my constitutional right? And then the officer will take everything I just said into consideration. At least I do not want to come off as a bad cop. I do not want to come off as a person badgering an individual. Because him staying silent, according to the Constitution, is not an admission of guilt. Right? And the second paragraph says the Miranda warning is all about questioning and being protected from self-incrimination.
Yeah, but Stu, you arguing something different than what Unbiased is talking about, right?
What Unbiased is talking about? The two
You
statements
saying
Unbiased made.
Unbiased is saying that he's under the impression that the officers have a restriction or they're under some sort of stricture where they're not allowed to interrogate any further once they've been or once the suspect has invoked their Fifth Amendment rights, they're obligated to stop the interrogation.
All right.
That's what he's saying. So is that true or not true?
That's not true. I'm going to ask you a question. First, the Senate. The Senate is one of the biggest courthouses in the United States. I think it's only second to the Supreme Court, the Senate. When people is brought in front of the Senate for questioning, right? They're brought in front of the lawmakers for questioning. They have to show up. No, they don't have to answer the question. When
Okay, you're gonna tie it back in with what we're talking about?
Yeah, that might be a little different from interrogation though.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna tie it in. Maybe he's making an analogy here. Let me see where the tie-in comes in.
No, the Senate. These senators, when you're brought in front of a investigation from the Senate, you're oftentimes asked many different questions. And although you plead the fifth and the first question, they still ask you questions.
Hey, how you doing?
And with each subsequent question you ask, many times you have to plead the fifth and the fifth. But the fifth don't stop somebody from asking a question. The fifth.
Yeah, I don't think are there sanctions? Do departments sometimes sanction officers who continue to, as they say, badger a suspect who's invoked their Fifth Amendment rights? Because that would ultimately be the question. If
it has to do with procedures in every different department, in every different department. There's no universal procedure for policing across the United States. There are certain fundamental thing that everybody have in common, but it's not universal. So some police departments will write up or will, reprimand the officer for doing certain things, but it's not universal.
Can we move it along? We've been here about 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't want to be like them other shows. They argue over a word for like 2 hours.
Yeah. Nah, in my case, I wasn't really arguing. I really want to know.
No. I'm not saying you was. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
them shits be hard to listen to, bro.
Yeah. All right, so So I'm, I'm pulling up tabs and everything because again, it's not to be right. Because it's not to be right in an argument. It's me. It's right. It's one. I want to be right. Just for, before I repeat it again next live or in person, I want to make sure I got the right information. I'm not repeating something that's not necessarily true. So
I think the conclusion here is there's nothing in official law, like on a federal level or state level, that precludes an officer from continuing to interrogate after a suspect has invoked their Miranda rights. What can happen is the officer can lose favor because in the court, of course, the client's lawyer can point out certain things, but there's no official sanctions against an officer doing that. I think can everyone agree to that?
Yeah,
and
that's what
I would agree to it. That
the only reason why tie it up with a bow,
because the judge can throw it after.
Right. But there are no official sanctions necessarily. All right, so we could tie this up with a bow and move on to the next order of business.
Let me get back to that kid. Let me get back to that kid. His mom's gonna call in. Where is it? I didn't open up so many tabs. Oh, I know he's over here somewhere. Okay.
got
am a
here,
minor.
and I told him, 17, you're no longer a minor in the state of Georgia. That's when he called his boss and see if they still want to continue to pursue charges.
That's why I literally asked him.
Listen,
can I like
hold on,
if
hold
he
on.
charged me?
Originally he thought it was just going to
I
be.
just don't want him to have no meltdown because he also is autistic, and I just don't want him to, I'm just nervous.
Okay.
And I just
How you
want to
doing?
make sure.
Still, you heard that part? She mentioned the officers. So her excuse for his crime.
Have a good night.
5123.
All right, thank you.
So it's two pieces. If you caught that, the mom excuse for the crime was that he's autistic. This is her clapback.
I tell you that all the while is that these children, these fatherless, go to school and they put them on medication and call them all different kind of names, give them all different kind of classification, put them on Ritalin, and so they have mental health issue. And then everybody buying to it, don't realize that half the people in prison would be classified as having mental health issue.
Yeah, but I don't think they're taking that medication. That's what they're out there stealing.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think he's off his medication. All right. Especially, we're talking about black people. Like, we don't give our kids medication. Even if they need it, we're not going to do it because we believe that there's a saving cure somewhere.
No, but half of the children don't need to be on medication. Half of the children need to go outside and exercise.
I don't know about that. I got a lot of friends that's had these issues and they don't take their medication and they're worse off in life. I got a friend that I had some people like DJ Folks knows some of these people, not just him, Khaled that came on here. He knows some of these people. We got mutual friends, and they will all agree that certain guys I can name, they'll say, yeah, they need some medication. And because they're not taking medication, and because they're not taking wait, let me just finish last thing. And because they're not taking medication, they didn't ruin anybody who came in contact with them lives or affected their lives in a negative way. Like people wish they never met these people because they're off their meds and the decision making is terrible and they're impacting you, either stealing from you, lying on you, somehow getting you involved in some unnecessary foolishness.
All right, this is my problem with a lot of the students on medication. A child that's 6 years old is overactive at school, cannot sit still for 3 hours straight, and give his unidentified attention to a teacher, is then reported to the counselor, who now, based on her diagnosis, says that this overactive child is suffering from attention deficit disorder and must be placed on Ritalin or some bullshit drug in order to allow him to focus more. So this child now has been taking this drug since he was 6, 7 years old. That drug now has contributed to how his nervous system is wired. It changed the wiring of his nervous system. Now, as an adult, after that child went through all school from 6 years old to 18 years old, so he was on this drug for the last 12 years. His neurological activities is now dependent on this drug. This child cannot function, this adult cannot function without this drug because he has been taking this drug for more years than he has been alive. For more than half his life, he's been taking this drug. So now that child is going to be a problem child in adulthood because how he operates is based on the drug. When earlier, if at 6, 7-year-old, that little fat chubby child or that skinny active child was taken out and ran his ass off and become tired, when he was in class, he wouldn't have that amount of pent-up energy that he needs to express himself. We have seen it happen in the Caribbean, especially now that children are more sedentary in terms of their activities comes from mostly video games and cell phones. So this pent up energy cannot be released, and the focus is not centralized because TikTok is 15 seconds, 20 seconds. So the attention span of that child is between 5 and 10 minutes. So a white person now who does not want to bother with that child would readily assess that child as having an attention deficit disorder and place on medication. When exercise and diet, cut down the sugar, and running fat ass down would be the only.
Yeah. I believe everybody's situation is different. You said ADD. I think you mean ADHD. ADD,
Sorry, attention deficit, attention,
hyper.
ADHD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hyper.
You
So
see, you see, they put the
that's
hyper inside. No, it was ADD first, then it was
wait, but
ADHD, and then it's ADHD
yeah, but
something
hold
else,
on.
you know?
It's my turn now. It's my turn now.
Yeah.
Right, and I think most people got some type of ADD issue where we're distracted easily, especially as you get older. Because I'm distracted way easier than I ever was when I'm got a task and I get a phone call. I totally forget what I was doing. So that could be classified as AD, I'm guessing. But ADHD is totally different. Okay, and it's not that they changed ADD. Is that I think they realize ADD is like a normal thing, or it become normal. ADHD is not normal. That's the kid or the person, the adult that cannot sit down. That's the guy on the basketball court that is ready to fight for the littlest thing. As a matter of fact, I was watching one interrogation that I did doc that I'm gonna play one day. That the guy murdered a straight street thug, and the guy, the criminal himself, the person, the suspect, had blamed his ADHD. He said, "Yo, this caused me to be always anger, like this issue he has." He said, "I'm always angry," and that was diagnosed as ADHD. He's hyper. He's ready to go. So a lot of those guys are. That's what ADHD is. It's the people who cannot sit down. They're hyper. They're ready to go for no reason. It could turn up. Smallest thing could turn up to make them go loose. That's not ADD. ADD is like you just forget something, but the hyperness is you physically are involved, like you're active. It's hard to calm you down. So those people are given the drug, given type to slow them down so they can function in society and won't be cast out of society.
So you believe, based on what you're saying, you believe that ADHD is a real thing?
Yeah.
You believe that ADD and ADHD is a real thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I know people that can't calm the hell down. They're hyper. They're hyper. And when you're hyper like that, you cannot control yourself, and you cannot sit down long enough to get the lesson. For example, I teach kids. 9 years went by. I taught damn near 1,000 kids. So I seen kids. I seen all type of issues there. With
Okay.
many kids. Wait, hold on.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad that
But let
you.
me just finish that. Let me just finish that, just for people who don't know.
Mhm.
Okay, so I came across probably near 1,000 kids in 9 years, and some kids right away can't sit down, can't focus. I'm like, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a clinical psychologist. Like, that kid got ADHD. You dig? That kid is all over the place, and most likely that kid's not gonna be able to learn. They never do. And then sometimes they come to class zoned the hell out, and I'm like, okay, let's be on this medication.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You mentioned that. You mentioned that. And I'm glad that you mentioned that you teach kids, they have experiences. Does the occurrence of certain mental health issue that you have identified, does it occur more in certain class? When I say class, I mean socioeconomic status. Does ADHD occur more in poor communities, middle class communities, or rich communities? And does ADHD occur more among Black people, white people, Chinese people?
No, I don't think so. I don't believe class got anything to do with it. All of my clients are paid. Wait, let me answer. You can't ask for a question if you don't want the answer. All of my clients are paid. Every last one of them. I don't have any clients that's struggling. Okay, I own all my clients are foreigners. They're Indians and they're Chinese. Every last one of them. None of them are Black Americans, white Americans. None of them are Haitian, Jamaican, Puerto Rican, Mexican. They're all Indian or Chinese, and they're all paid. I used to go to the house and teach them. They live in castles, and these same kids got these problems where they can't sit down and focus. It's like something's terribly wrong with them. There's some ADHD thing going on. So to answer your question, all the kids I ran into all the time are always paid because my lessons are not cheap. A single parent home cannot afford them. Anybody working at factories cannot afford them. They're very expensive. Not that I make them like that. The market demands that type of money for what I do. But it's not like I'm making like Bill Gates money. I'm just saying like single parent homes can't afford these lessons. It cuts into the budget. So, but a lot of my parents are doctors. You could just imagine all type of shit. You know, into technology, all type of fans. They all got Teslas and BMWs. It's like a car show there. You dig? All of them.
Is Askel still on?
I think so.
Askel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Can I ask you a question? Which
Sure.
high school in Jamaica you went to?
What high school I went to?
Yeah.
In America?
No, in Jamaica.
Kingston College.
You went to Kingston College. I went to Arden High School. The reason why I ask Askel this question is that these are traditional high schools in Jamaica. These are high school that there's certain expectation that you have to get entrance in these high schools. Just think about it like a magnet school for very bright children. KC is a magnet school for very bright children. Now, I'm going to ask Askel the question because he has experience in both schools, both the American school system and the Jamaican school system at a high school level. Does the culture of an institution affect the behavior of the children who attend that institution?
Say it again. You said, does the culture what?
Does the culture of a school influences the behavior of the students of that school?
You know what? I know where you're going. I wouldn't say the school. I'd say the overall culture of the nation that the child is in. That's what I would say. Because, all right, so the disease definition they have for ADHD, we probably have to look in the DSM for it.
Yeah.
But
No. The don't want you sidetrack because I asked you a couple questions. No, based on experience, I went to a traditional high school, like a magnet school, Arden High School. But I had the opportunity to visit non-traditional high school, like Edie Dalton, James, or New Secondary School. And the behavior of children within one school could not be compared to the behavior of students within the other school, based on the culture, what is accepted at that school. Certain behavior. When you go to class to learn, not to make a fool of yourself. And although you might have one and two rambunctious students, in those schools, like the school that Haskell go to, it was nothing compared to a non-traditional high school in Jamaica. So what it is saying is that there's acceptable behavior and non-acceptable behavior. So when a child can't sit still, that same Indian child can't sit still in America. If that Indian child was in India, he would have learned to sit still from he was able to walk. Because the rod would not have been
that's what I
there.
was. Yeah, but Stu, that's what I was saying. It's based on the overall culture.
Right.
You know, America as a society kind of facilitates complaining and hi, how you doing? Have a good one. Yeah, America as a society placates people. So what we're seeing in India or China or Jamaica as this unruly behavior, or a child who doesn't have enough outlets to expend his energy, in the US, it's a disease. Right? Now they
Beautiful.
even have some new psychological foolishness that I heard on Coach Greg, where they said, like, if a child is socially anxious and some stupid shit, because you could make a disease out of anything.
Right. So when somebody telling me about ADHD, that current is not that, no, because the first day ADHD at school, the second day your mother come to school, you never ADHD again. You don't waste the teacher time, and you don't waste her time to come up to school.
So hold on. So I had just evaluated a 6.5-year-old kid for to see, they had a free trial, right? And they want to know if they were equipped to learn. So let me just read off his text to me. He said, "Hey, we are ready to do a free trial lesson." So he was supposed to have a free trial, I guess, for his daughter, like way before the pandemic. And so finally, I guess his daughter not interested, so this is for his son. So he says, "We are ready to do the trial lesson, the chess." He said, "What days, times do you offer it, and where are you located?" He said, "I have a genius 6.5-year-old who I believe will be the next chess champion." He said, "And we like to do the trial lesson and then enroll in your lessons from there." He said, "Can we do it on site?" So now, when a kid came to get his, now he said he got a genius. I'm saying little kids, ADHD undiagnosed, or they're in denial. This kid, this you are white people. Not that it matters, but I'm saying they're white, not my normal Chinese or Indian. This kid showed that, well, 6.5. I started at 7, so of course he's gonna show obvious signs that he can learn. But look what he did after the lesson, where I'm like, okay, maybe. He grabs my flyer and rips it in half. My like promotional flyer, rips it in half. Again, I got damn near 10 years of this. I never seen one kid do that. I taught as young as 3, and 4, 3, 4, 5. I taught young as 3. Okay. Nobody's ever taken my flyer and ripped it in half. Then he tried to get another one because my flyers, I do. There's a way you can like do it where it's like a promotional flyer. You do it like a triangular type thing, like triangle where it stands up by itself and you just read it. He tore it in half. Then he tried to get the other one. So I'm like really like yo, chill out. He's running around me trying to get the other one. I gotta give it to his sister. Like, yo, what the hell? This kid is definitely not normal. He's not. If he's a genius, he's a crazy genius, and that concerned me so much that when he was like, "Yo, when can I start?" Like, ain't no start date. Ain't no start date. Like, nah, your son. I didn't want to be rude and say, nah, he'll never get classes. But I just said right now he's not mature enough. So it really
Was the child reading?
the child can read. He was writing kind of large for his age, but that's kind of normal. He's just writing
No.
large. Yeah, now he could definitely read. But
Oh,
ADHD he can read too. But my point is,
no,
the
no. At
kid,
what level? No, because you said the child was a genius.
well, that's what all parents think their kid a genius.
Oh, no, no, okay, because that was I'm going to say. My son could read from he was 3 years old.
Yeah, that's
My
same thing he
son,
said. That's the same thing he said. But look what I'm saying though. Look what I'm saying. Like parents don't know what's a genius child until their child is compared with their peers, and if they stand out, then you got a genius. But
right?
mostly all parents tell me this, and I'm like, yo, never tell a teacher that. The teacher will point it out, like, hey, you're because they got the experience to say they got the experience to compare and contrast. So like I said, I ran through like 1,000 kids. Like I know which ones who got it and the ones who gonna need some more time, more practice to get it. But there are some
No,
kids you know right away, regardless of age, like, yo, this kid got it. And they
no,
usually don't disappoint.
no. I am not boasting. I'm not boasting. My son, when I used to take my son like to the supermarket with me, and I never met his teacher, or never met the teacher at the school. I may encounter a teacher at the school, and they say, You're the father of the little bright boy? And I asked him, does that teacher teach it? No, she don't teach me. She teach grade 4. And he was like in grade 1 at the time. They knew where he was going to school. They knew where he was going to pass. They knew that, listen, this little boy from he was in grade 2. They knew that he is going to one of the traditional high schools. That years before he took the test, they wanted to skip him grades, and I said no, because I don't want him to burn out. He just did TSEC, and the school offered him, like in Jamaica, it was subjects. The school offered him 8 subjects as the maximum he could do, and he wanted to do 3 additional subjects. And he went outside the school, did extra classes, and did 3 subjects. So he has 11 passes. I think 7 or 8 of them with distinction. He has these passes. They knew he was super bright. But it was structure that caused him to be bright, because he established a structure from an early age, and a structure that can derail things like ADHD. Is that many of these people who are diagnosed with ADHD, when you ask them what is the structure they have in the home, there's no structure. The child is loosey-goosey all over the place. There's no structure. When you look at the notes, there's no structure how they write, the notes, everything. But because of the failure of the family and the society, and the school decided, listen, I am not babysitting your problem. I'm not going to try to fix your problem that you should have fixed from the household. I'm going to diagnose this problem, and I'm going to put it on drugs. And these drugs, once you're on it, you can never come off it for the rest of your life, because it rewire your brain. That's the issue. Because Askell will agree with me that most of these, there's no structure. So I don't believe in this bullshit that them talk about kids have ADHD. Get the fat boy on the football field running and set him a timetable, like after you come from school, you run for 2 hours, you come in, you get a shower, you eat some food, and you do 3 hours worth of schoolwork.
Yeah, I'm biased. I guarantee that kid who was tearing his stuff up, his parents have never told him no before.
Yeah, there's no structure.
Yeah, I'll guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm bad. Am I wrong?
No, I agree. That kid, listen, one good box, and you'd be shocked, unbiased. One good backhand, and you'd be shocked.
Straighten him out.
Yeah, you'd be shocked, unbiased. How he starts speaking like he from Wales or something. Hello, sir.
Yeah, no, that white kid definitely has not been told no before.
Or put him in a like how they did in Scared Straight. Like take him to the state prison.
Yeah, exactly. So when he's misbehaving and the father ain't gonna check him, I'm like, you really think I'm gonna take this kid when I see you don't even
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. So let me ask, I know you probably don't know unbiased, but is the idea behind ADHD that it's a chemical?
Yeah.
It's a chemical thing that's causing it?
Yeah.
And they've isolated it to a particular chemical or hormone or something?
I'm not sure. I haven't really reached that far into it. But I read like just some stuff on it some years ago when I was getting into it just to see what Dr. Kumar. Yeah, because I wanted to see if he had any validity, which he was straight pseudo. Dr. Kumar is straight pseudo. When I was reading it, I don't recall everything I read.
Yeah, man. So you finna listen to the Blueprint?
Yeah, what is that?
The Andre 3000 new album.
I think who was that? I think Tariq Nasheed said he loves it.
Oh, Tariq say you like it?
Yeah,
you know it's an all flute album, right?
Wait, there's no lyrics? No, no, oh,
There's
no, no.
no
I'm sorry.
vocals.
I'm sorry. No, no. It's wait. I might like it then. Hold up. So no, no. That's not the album he liked. He said Killer Mike album was dope. All right. So
Yeah, I heard Killer Mike album was good. I
oh,
heard that
so
too.
that's what Tariq was saying. Okay, so he was saying that Andre 3000 need to go on tour, and then he said, leave that flute stuff alone. I didn't know what he was talking about. Okay, so he made a whole album using flutes. Yeah, I gotta
I'm so,
check that out.
I thought you'd have heard about it. Everybody talking about it on
Yeah,
the internet, man. But
is it
personally,
good or
I
bad?
think, yeah, dude tripping, bro. And then wait till you see the song titles.
All right, hold on. Yeah, yeah, like these guys, and see, these are misdiagnosed, underdiagnosed guys I'm talking about now that don't take their medicine, think they're gonna beat it naturally with some old Savy diet, and then they end up playing flutes for an album. Let me see. Flute. It's called Flumatic.
Nah, it's got some long crazy name. I just call it the Flute-matic to be funny.
Okay. Andre. Okay, here we go.
36 chambers. Enter the flute tang.
Are you serious? Okay, so the album's called New Blue Sun. All right, let me see.
Midnight Flute Rodders.
Yo, why? Yo, what's up with YouTube? What's up, man? Why they can't just show me the damn? They pirate everything else.
No, you could go to his go to his what's the name? Go to his YouTube. He got it on there.
Oh, yeah, I'm here now on his YouTube.
I tried to listen to one song and I couldn't get through it, bro. It was the same music that the lady be playing when I get my massages.
Yeah, yeah. This is something to like put my son to sleep when he getting sleepy.
Yeah. That's music to get a happy ending to, man. I can't listen to that shit.
So I hate to bring it back here, but it says, I'm reading. You're gonna be mad. I'm reading. It says, "Are police always required to read Miranda rights?" It says Miranda rights are only required when the police are questioning you in the context of a criminal investigation and hope to desire to use your evidence against you. So I guess like if they don't, so I guess Miranda rights is to warn you that now we're going to ask you questions that's most likely going to be incriminating. Like the other questions we asked you were just about the investigation, everything under the sun. Now we're going to ask you things that can possibly incriminate. Okay, but then it says otherwise Miranda doesn't apply and they're not required to be
Hey,
read.
is that an Uber Eats right there to your left? Yeah.
Miranda doesn't
860?
apply. I have to go mute. It says
860? All right.
Miranda doesn't
Appreciate it.
apply and they're not required to be read. Anyway, yeah, I believe that chemical imbalances are real and people, and like there's no fix to it. There's no marijuana is going to fix it. There's no food that's going to fix it, and there's no drug. Okay, so what scientists try to do is balance it the best way possible, and so you come up with the drugs.
Yeah, that shit made up, man.
So you come up with
That's what made up shit.
All right, I hear you. I don't think so, but scientists come up with ways they can offset it, neutralize it, and scientists are the smartest people in the world, so they definitely consider your food diet, the Savvy diet. They consider marijuana effects and all that type of stuff, and they say nope, these pills are still the best way, even though they don't. It's not going to solve it, but this is your best chance of functioning in
I
society.
mean, of course they do. Their business is centered around moving those pills.
Yeah, but their business is also centered around effects or results. So it makes no sense for a scientist.
Not really.
Wait, hold on. Just let me complete a thought. Let me complete a thought. So it makes no sense for scientists. Well, I know one thing: you can't push a placebo pill and have it backed by other scientists, and the FDA is not going to prove it. So it has to show some type of uh, signs that it works, right? Otherwise, they'll just be giving you placebo pills and that's it. So,
But what do they when they say work?
Hold on, and you have competing businesses that will expose your placebo pill because they're competing. They'll say, "Hey, just like they did with Ali Muhammad fake AIDS cure pill. They were able to test on it and say, hey, this is bullshit. This doesn't work. AZT actually works. AZT has the proof behind it. AZT can get your
T cell levels down or whatever. But
back up to be undetected.
Or back up. Sorry. Yeah, that was my next question. When they say work, what constitutes working?
They're affected. They're affected, but I really don't like to even get into the science stuff anymore. That we have actually science. I keep pointing back to scientists that actually do this, and they have.
I still gotta pull up on your boy too, man.
And guess what? You're gonna be still trying to. Yeah, I know you're not gonna pull up. I'm 100% sure.
Man, you must not know me.
I'm 100% sure you're never gonna pull up. Okay, since you mentioned that, because I was trying not to mention it.
Text me his
You're
if
not,
I didn't intend to pull up, I wouldn't have mentioned it. Text me.
You would have
text me to what's the name?
I don't got you. All you gotta do. I don't got you because if you want to find them, you'll find. I gotta do like do my kids.
I don't remember dude's name.
But if you want to find him, you'll find him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Why the hell am I find him?
Not hard because that's why I say if you want to, I'm a researcher, and I don't need people to give me a lead to something. You know, okay, I'm a researcher, and I don't need people to give me a lead on something. The lead attorney. If I want something, my research is gonna guide me there.
You know how many channels are on YouTube?
Brother, there's only one black young guy who's light skinned, who's like a mulatto with an afro that's doing that. Okay, so that's gonna.
Man, just tell me the man name, man.
Bruh, for what? I told you last time. Listen, if you want
I don't remember,
brother. If you want to find him, he's not hard. And
I think you trying to save him though. Okay, I got it. I get it.
And I keep giving you.
You trying to save him. You know the type of pressure I bring.
I got you.
Okay, I get it.
I don't because I gave you last time. You never caught or it's pursued.
I get it. Anyway, I get it. I get it. You trying to save, buddy. All right, I'm on that.
Let me do the opposite.
I'm on that. I don't care enough to keep badgering you about it. So whatever.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, when I believe I'm right and I believe somebody's providing pseudo information or incorrect, I come at them. So right now, I'm in the Hebrew Israelite space. I didn't spoke to every major minor camp there is.
But that don't count though.
Yeah, no, it does. It does count.
No, it don't. That shit is it's like beating up on little children.
Listen, it's not about beating up little kids because they have a great argument.
No, they don't.
Oh my God. Dude, you're making excuses for yourself. The bottom line is this.
No, they're nuts. They're nuts. I'm by it.
I got you. But you have also Dr. Michael Brown, who's a PhD scholar, who's also reaching out to these nuts that you claim, right? So you got Sam Simone. Bro, you gotta let me talk, man. Other people want to listen. So my overall point is, when I think there's pseudo information, I don't care if they're a doctor or pseudo doctor. This is the way I research. I'm so confident in my research. I'm gonna get at you, whether you're a pseudo, like really Hebrew pseudo dropout, or if you're a pseudo scientist that went rogue. Either way, I'm trying to get in contact with you so I can have a conversation with you, and maybe a second one, and third one, and fourth one, and then.
Have you had a conversation like around the time when you was investigating, like you was really into the vaccine stuff? Who's an expert scientist, that has a diametrically opposed
Yeah.
viewpoint
So
that you spoke.
our Lions. So Lions. Wilder
Lions
Lions.
Wilder,
Yeah, yeah.
he's not diametrically. He wasn't diametrically opposed though.
He was. So
No, 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 no.
look,
You know what?
dude. Okay, look, my boy. Some of them you can't even access. Like some of them
But
just.
I don't know if you even know what the words.
Okay, you got it. You're right. I
But
don't know. Okay, fine.
no, but I'm saying Lions
Dude,
Wilder believes
I'm
in
not. Dude,
vaccines.
if I don't know the words, then just say it regular so everybody can know it. You know, you doing polite shit. Listen, give me basic English, basic understanding, so I can get it. Okay, I want third grade grammar. That's what I want.
I don't know what word to use for diametric.
I got you. And then you're bad at communicating then, because if you're a great communicator, you can reach everybody with simple words. Okay, so for me, my point is that our stance on research got us to access an actual scientist who did not really agree with us. And then we're there with him with opposing thoughts. So our research, our stance got us on stage with an actual scientist. So that's all I'm pointing out. Like when I research, and at the time when we research, Unc and all of us, our goal is to talk to the best. Our goal is not to talk to the worst. We're trying to talk to the best. So right now, the Hebrew Israelite doctrine, even though it's BS, but it's attractive to urban society. So we want to talk to the leaders. We want to talk to the leaders who pushing this doctrine, who's influencing everybody else. So they are crafty. They are crafty because, Haskell, you don't know where their arguments stem from. They're borrowing rabbinical Jew arguments, who are PhD scholars and very competent. So a lot of them are borrowing their arguments and remixing them and twisting them and shaping it in fashion to how they want to use it. So their arguments are not solely that they made it up. They're coming from rabbinical Jewish PhD scholars.
Do the rabbinical the guys who are degreed, do they believe in a extra or a supernatural entity that makes that intercedes in human affairs? Do they believe in that also?
They believe in God. Yeah, they believe in God.
Okay, then they nut cases too with a PhD.
Yeah, no, but their PhD, their PhD is based on theology. So everything is based on.
So that shit don't count.
Okay, it does count because it's based on what the book says, and also these
a PhD in theology is like a PhD in liberal arts. That shit don't mean nothing.
Well, these guys got it. Well, none of us on this panel got a PhD. We don't got a PhD in just babbling. We got a PhD in nothing.
But so it's a PhD in theology is worth the same as a nigga talking shit.
No.
The same thing.
No. Not all of them got a PhD in theology. Dr. Michael Brown got a PhD in Eastern and Semitic languages. So
that's legit. That's legit.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about the rabbinical niggas.
I don't know all the. I'm just guessing that some of them got to have something in theology, but some of them got stuff in history. Things like that. But my point is, their arguments they put together are not like trash. Like these are legit arguments when you're debating theology. These are great arguments that's based on books and artifacts and history.
Talking about the dudes that you've had on the channel?
No, these are the authors of the information. Those on my channel are cherry picking those arguments, and they're forming their own arguments. But my point is, when I said we debate them, trying to get the best, my point even saying that is the goal for me was to address the source, because if you can get to the source, most of your work can be done there. Like, what's the point of talking to foot soldiers, debunking them, when the foot soldiers don't have any influence or power? So what I'm trying to do is get to the guys with all the influence and have that conversation with them, break them down, and hopefully that can start, the doctrine, start the process of the doctrine to win them away. When you attack the top and they can't answer, you answer all the questions. Hopefully that can influence people to be like, yeah, let me look at this again. Let me look at what they said again. Yeah, I don't really believe stuff anymore. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense now that I'm biased or whoever spoke to that person and raised these questions or answered their questions. Like so basically some of the questions they have ready made, they present it as though there's no answer for it. Right. And then they cherry pick who they talk to and who they ask those questions to, and guess what? There's no answer to it. But they avoid those PhD people, the Christian apologists. They avoid them like Dr. Michael Brown. Matter of fact, when he talked to Hebrew Gorilla Hebrew, he had to correct them the whole way. It's like really embarrassing. But they cherry pick who they speak to, who can kind of
that's what I'm saying. That like that's why I say it don't count, because the majority of them.
But it does count because it's the effort to get to the top. See, when you feel like somebody's wrong, and you feel like, hey man, I researched this, I know a lot, I did more than an average person, I can expose this.
No, I'm not talking about the experts. I'm talking about the chatas.
I didn't say expert. I said effort. Your effort.
No. I know. I'm saying though. What I'm saying is, if you got a 50-0 record, right, in debates, and the 50 debates that you had was Chataza niggas, that record is fluff, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like that, it don't count.
No, it actually does count. Wait, hold on.
No, I'm saying you fought tomato cans, bro.
Yeah, but guess what? So are you saying Roy Jones only fought tomato cans? That's all he fought.
Nah. I'm saying again. Let me say it again. If your 50-0 record is Gorilla Hebrew, Chataza, Soursop, right. What's the other nigga name that be wearing the gauntlet with the spikes on it? Captain Cesario.
I'm bringing you back to Roy Jones.
If your 50 is them caliber niggas, your record, that shit don't count, bro.
I'm bringing you back to Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, because majority of their fights were those tomato cans that you just mentioned.
Yeah, Mike Tyson fought a lot of tomato cans too. That's for a fact.
What about Roy Jones?
Roy Jones, I don't know much about Roy Jones' career.
So who do you like?
Did he fight a lot of tomato cans, Roy Jones?
Yeah, because at their time, which I'm trying to let you see, but you're busy. Sometimes you only could do what's in front of you. That's all you got, and that's and guess what? And you're in that time where that's all that's there. You die or you retire.
No, I feel you on that, but what I'm saying is you can't use that as a feather in your cap, beating up on
who is using
retards.
But who is using it as a feather in a cap?
You were saying you certified like beating on these dudes.
No. That's your projection. I never said that. I was making a point to, if you wanted to talk to the dude, which you're not going to do, because you're unqualified, so you're not going to do it. But I said, if you wanted to really talk to him,
man, you protecting that dude. You protecting that dude.
I got you. But I do know this, and smart people know. I got a smart chat that if you wanted to get to that guy, you could. And he's easy.
So I need to put in Google light skinned dude with afro.
I don't do whatever you can find. He's easily. There's not a lot of scientists right now debating.
Man, why are you trying to save that man?
Listen, my chat is smart. My chat is smart. Now, I purposely didn't want to mention him because I didn't want to keep Haskell talking to him. I let it go. But since you brought it back up, I do think about you, and I'd be like, yo, I know Haskell can never talk to him. He's never gonna go over there and challenge my boy on nothing. I know you're not.
Man, why are you protecting this man, dog? That's all I want to know.
Bro. So this live, I'm gonna change the title. This is gonna be the Haskell challenge. All right. This live, I'm gonna change this title. This ain't no debate.
Let me see what the chat talking about, man. Is he protecting this guy or no, chat? He protecting this dude, man. He know the
November 17th. It's November 17th. We're gonna document this. The clock is
See,
ticking.
I'm biased, know my body, man. That's why he trying to look out for dude.
The clock is ticking. See, my model is anybody can get it. So if I felt like a scholar was wrong and I got to work myself to the top. You're going to have to be a small guy so you can get to their best of the best. Now, the Hebrew Israelites, unfortunately, like they're not the most educated people, but their best of the best is what that's still the target. The target's still the best of the best. The target is the target. When I play chess, I make a considered effort to try to play people only above me. My who's rating stronger than mine. I don't like people equal or below me. You dig? Now, if I'm just dying for a game, I'll play them. But if I'm really looking for a challenge, I'll pass those games and play somebody above me. Right now, I'm 40. I'm 46, and I'm playing against guys 20 years old. That's how I'm built. I can easily go to a 40-year-old gym and dominate everybody. Look like Michael Jordan in his rookie year or third year. I could do that. But I like a challenge, so I go and play the 20-year-old, 30-year-old people still in their prime, and I'm guarding some of the best players there. I can easily go to the gym and order guys and just kill them. Like I don't go to no Friday. There's a Friday gym every Friday. Guys my age and older. I never go, and they be like, "Why don't you come?" Man,
Hold on, light skinned dude with afro and glasses. Vaccine.
Yeah. Yeah, I guarantee you, you don't challenge him, and if you do,
hold on, I'm putting it in. I'm putting it in. What's the name? Ain't nothing coming up. Light skinned dude.
All you gotta do, if that's how you research, that's bad. That's bad. That's how you research. All you gotta do is go to scientists who defend like anti-vaccine information. It's
light skin guy with afro.
Come, you can come. Yeah, you ain't serious, bro.
Vaccine.
If you were serious, you'll find it.
Vaccine protagonist. Hold on, light skin vaccine protagonist. Light skin vaccine protagonist. See if anything comes up with that. Light skin vaccine protagonist. No, protagonist doesn't yield anything. Vaccine defender, maybe? Protagonist.
You know what you can do? Go hit up Chief X thing and be like, because that's Chief X boy. They're like, yo, I want to debate your boy or have a discussion with your boy on some vaccine information. Chief X.
Never talked to Chief X. Chief X is a baser, bro. I don't talk to basers, bro.
It's always an excuse to not do your due diligence.
I don't talk to crackheads, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk to no crackhead, bro. Am I a bad guy for that? I don't want to talk to no crackhead, dog.
You got a pen. I guess you ain't be talking to most black people or a large chunk.
A large chunk of black people do not do fucking crack, bro. He's tripping.
That is one racist thing. You need to apologize to black people.
That was so fucking like down south redneck.
I'm biased. You're wrong for that. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I was like, what the hell?
Unbiased saw the deep end and said, fuck it. I'm jumping.
Okay, then y'all in that Umar shit. Okay, so I need y'all to explain why is black society so fucked up? Why is Chicago the way it is? Why is all black society like in Chicago? You got a Newark, Chicago. You got a Atlanta, Chicago. You got a Alabama, Chicago. You got a Missouri, Chicago. Okay, Florida, Chicago. All my interrogations are guys from Florida. So why is black society so degenerate? Why we can't get a hold of?
You're saying it's crack?
Why are we so crime prone? Like if it's criminal, we're there. And right now we glorify. We're the only community in America that brags about snitches get stitches. Like
I don't think it's crack though.
Well, when I say crack, do you think I'm just talking about crack cocaine? Am I talking about pills?
Yeah,
Or
I don't think it's illicit drugs though.
You
so,
talk
I mean, I'm
about
sure
weed.
it's.
Too? What's your
so but that's,
impression on weed, unbiased?
wait, so but that's even worse though. So what is it? So
Now,
that's the concept.
I think it's. I think the factors are multivarious. You know, I
So,
don't want to go into it, but
yeah.
I'm sure drugs, you know, plays a part too. I'm sure, but
What about drug selling? Is that in there?
yeah, you could definitely put that in there. I
So
mean, they romanticize the drug dealer for sure. Venerate the drug dealer.
who?
Venerate the killer too.
No,
Yeah.
who you say they? That belongs to who?
Black society in general.
I mean, yeah, but okay. Do you know that if you just hand your boy like some drugs, like marijuana, some deemed as illegal, that's called selling drugs?
Okay.
All right. So if that's the definition, then shit, everybody who participate in marijuana, these things, they're all drug dealers.
Okay.
So it goes back to drug dealing. They're not romanticizing. It's going on. Now, how much they make?
No,
Then
no, no, no. I think you misunderstand. I'm saying black society venerates the drug dealer. I think you may have misunderstood me.
okay.
They make the drug dealer seem like a what's the word I'm looking for? They make the drug dealer seem like
A
a
profession to
sympathetic.
aspire to.
Right, right.
A what?
A position
So
to aspire to. To be the
Right,
drug dealer in your
right. So,
neighborhood, to be
so
the.
why do we do that?
yeah, again, like I said, that I don't want to have personally, I don't want to have that discussion right now, but it's multivarious reasons.
Is it the white man fault?
You don't know if illicit drugs, white man got something to do with it.
There you go. There we
Yeah,
go.
absolutely, the white man got something to do
I
with it.
knew
I
I
mean,
pulled out.
if you were to put a like a pie chart, and you're gonna apportion out, um, factors.
What percentage would
You
you
know,
give to the white man?
what percentage would you attribute to illicit drugs?
To the white man? All right.
No, to
So,
illicit drugs.
yeah, to illicit drugs.
Yeah, what percentage would you I'm
You
gonna
mean
go under 10%. Well
for the
under
white man,
10%. Nah, for illicit drugs.
for the problem in the black community, 10%?
Yeah, I'm saying as far as illicit drugs being a contributing factor, I'm gonna say well under 10%.
I'm giving it 30%.
Okay, what you giving it unbiased?
I don't know where to start. I like to just go with
I'm saying if you had to put cause you said a large chunk, so like if you had to
Okay.
put
I don't know, but like large, that's subjective. Like 15% could be too much, 20% could be too much, 50%.
No,
it's just an opinion.
the reason why I give it 30% is that
Yeah,
1 in 4 black men went to prison for drug issues, and 1 in X black women. So I put those percentage together. 25% of black men was in prison on drugs related charges, and about 10% of black women were in prison for drug related charges, 10 to 15%. So I put the two of them together, and I just minus 10% for variable plus or minus 10. So I say one of the issues in the black community is the high rate of drug offenses, right? That can cause 1 in 4 young men to go to prison. It's something that we cannot deny.
Okay.
Right? Who forced them to sell drugs? Nobody. Nobody ever come and force anybody to sell drugs.
Hey, it's funny you bring that up. What do you make of the argument, right? and this might seem like I'm going off course here, but I'm really not. What do you make of the argument for people who are detractors of men who go abroad to engage in philandering and sexual mongering, right? When they say that those women, quote unquote, don't have a choice and they're in such dire straits economically, they don't really have a choice but to sell their bodies. What do you think? Do you see that as legit? And it's for unbiased also.
So many persons assume that we can bring it on a local level, pimping and whoring. Is a girl a whore because the only thing she can be is a whore?
Right, but no, let's relegate it strictly to really impoverished nations.
But the same thing apply. Is she that poor? What percentage of the women in that country selling themselves?
Right,
5%? No, it's less than 1%.
right.
Right. So therefore, the excuse that that's the only thing I could do is not a strong excuse.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I see it too.
Yeah, because what happened is that I had female friends who was in the sex business, and if you look at it, if you add up the income from prostitution for the year, and then you look at what their achievement is, many times you wonder where is the money, what they did with the money, right? Because a girl would be on the stroll and she'll make $150,000, $200,000 a year, 150,000 a year. Yet still, she do have a car, or everything that she have can be put in 2 carry-on luggage.
Right.
But
So
yet,
what I would say then, it's some either deficiency in character or some sort of unaddressed trauma.
is individual who require instant gratification, who oftentimes goes into this field. What I mean by instant gratification is that if I want something, I want it now. I'm not willing to sacrifice or wait. I want it now. So if I want that bag, I want that bag today. So I'll get that bag by any means necessary. And since you can get the bag today, do you really have appreciation for the bag compared to somebody who saved up for 6 months to get in that same bag? Does
My
that bag carry
fucking
the
blind
same?
spot, man. Go buy me.
Huh?
Nah, this dude is sitting in my blind spot, like just sitting there, like, dude, go buy me, man, or slow down or something.
Right? So it's like instant gratification.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Right? So that's a primary thing. Is that these people who is also seduced by things, that disposable things also.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say the same thing for the drug dealer. Because
Yeah, and
they often say the same thing too, that they come from these impoverished neighborhoods, and besides that or playing sports, that was the only way they could possibly make any real money.
right, but when
And
they make the
they
real
kind of
money,
got they
yeah,
kind of
but
got they kind of got railroaded into that lifestyle.
yeah, remember, we had a conversation here with somebody one day, and the person would say, "No, I was on heroin, and I used to dress in $400 shoes, $400 gaiters. I was clean. I was this, I was that." And you look at it and you say, realistically, you were bad. You were saying the reason why you went into this trade is because you didn't have anything, But as soon as you get anything, you buy disposable garbage with the money.
Right.
You're going to Jugs to buy $400 shoes? That was your aspiration? Was to buy a $400 shoes and a $5,000 shirt? And then you're going to justify that you're poor? That's why you went into it? You understand? What's the need?
Yep.
Why are you buying a $400 shoes if your reason for going into Jug was because you wanted to make it out of poverty?
Dumb move, man.
Right? But that's an excuse that many people make. Oh, it's the suffrage, the reason why I rob somebody, the reason why I go into crime, is because me that struggle and me that suffer. But yet still, I know people who stick up people and get $5,000 from the stick up job. This is Friday. They get $5,000 on Friday. Follow the person home from the bank, get $5,000. I transfer it into American currency. And by Monday morning, that same person don't have a dollar.
You saying 5,000 Jamaican?
Like 5,000 US. Let's say
5,000
500. Yes, let's say 500,000 Jamaican.
Ah,
And by Monday morning, him don't have a dollar. Right? Him stick up the person, get the money. The first thing he did was he went to two of his baby mother and him leave $50,000 each. So like 5,000, him leave $500 each. So that's $1,000 gone. He went to look for his mother and him give her $1,000. That night him went to party with him friends and him spend about $1,000, $1,200. Right? Him go buy a new pair of shoes and next $100 and get some weed. And by Monday morning him do have a dollar. But a person, working person, that $5,000 would have last him 2 months. Living. So it wasn't because he broke, he was robbing. He was robbing because him red eye. Him don't want to work for it. You go back and look at all your friends who was robber. No matter how much I rob, by Monday morning, they don't have a dollar. They don't have a dollar. The dude who stick up somebody here and take $1,000 from them. How long you think that $1,000 lasts him?
Yeah,
He's going to the strip. He's going to the strip club that night.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, the guys who killed Extension, they split the money. Some of my guys bought a used car. The other guy went clothes shopping. Yeah, and back broke.
Yeah, how long it took them?
That's what niggas do, man.
They took a whole life, like a celebrity, and just spent the money fast as nothing to show for after that. Like now you just a guy waiting to be charged.
How much was it again, unbiased?
I think like 80 grand, 60 or 80 grand altogether.
Yeah, when they sell the jewelry and all of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's crazy? I passed by that motorsports place like damn near every day, man.
So, but to answer that question, so I'll be watching these videos of these women like this, and
So you just pretty much off the grid?
Yeah.
What?
The
So
guy who went to buy the
where your
used
parents
car,
at?
his money got robbed immediately. He lost all that money immediately.
yeah, and another guy got his money stolen by the guy he went. So another guy had got his money strong armed by another guy that they did the whole murder robbery with. Like,
Hold on, so the robber got robbed?
Yeah.
Yeah, by his own friend.
Yeah. and then they wonder why he turned states.
So he went to snitch as soon as they robbed him.
Yeah, he turned. Yeah,
he's there.
That dude turned states, got everybody locked up. Now he's out, but everybody they all doing like they're not getting out. The other guys are not getting out.
Right.
Ah,
Because there's no honor
oh,
amongst thieves.
there's no honor amongst thieves, man.
Yeah, but why would you listen? The only person who could bring you down for sure is the guy you're bullying.
No, because they thought that he wouldn't snitch.
That's
But he
why.
snitched.
Got their ass
Mhm.
locked up.
Right.
Yeah, so but a lot of the street workers, the prostitutes, a lot of them, their stories be it's kind of what both of y'all said. A lot of them be like the fast cash, and other ones be having like childhood trauma, like rape,
Hmm.
like those things. When I hear them give their reasons, it's usually fast life. They want it loud, like stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But
So,
most of
so, so Stoopies isn't wrong as far as the instant gratification, but what you're speaking to unbiased is more so that what caused a person to always be seeking that instant gratification.
Let's be honest. Them dons. Them dons. If we be real with ourselves, right?
Uh,
If we be real
I
with
wouldn't
ourselves.
say
No.
that might
If
be
we
the
be
point, but
real.
when it comes to the women,
Yeah.
I think the trauma and abuse, and I think that plays more of a role than any sort of
Yeah.
intellect or
Yeah.
anything like that.
I don't really speak on the women because I will speak on the men. When you go to the state prison, 99% of the black youth in jail read far below them age level. You think that that one word, what was that word that you brought up today?
Antagonistic,
You think that antagonistic is a problem to only that one individual?
bro. I'm biased. You gotta listen to that clip though. That shit funny as
If
hell.
if you go into the state prison and you put, I can
oh,
guarantee to you that
okay. Oh yeah, let
99%
me find it.
of people, 99% of people in the state prison could not pronounce antagonistic. Antagonistic. If the word has more than 3 syllables, it's going to be a
Hmm.
problem. So we are
Yep.
dealing with people here who, if you have a high school diploma, it is hard for you to go. It is hard, more unlikely for you to go to jail.
Nah, it's true. It's true. Cause you're gonna think more. To be like how these guys are, you have to be almost on an animal level. You have to be, there's no form of thought, no form of forethought, no nothing. You're literally just acting on impulse.
Right. Mm.
Yeah,
Right.
because like Umbaya said, these guys don't even think about like,
The consequences.
right, like them robbing that guy.
When you look
After
at
they
when you
did it.
look at the video for the extension homicide, right? They went into the place first with cameras. When you the instant you step out of your car in front of any business place in America, you know that you're being recorded.
Right.
But they went in, look around, and came out. And a few minutes later, somebody is going, look around, come out. Is that the sense of logic and forward thinking is not there. It's not there. It's like somebody running from the police. The dumbest thing to do is run from the police. That's the dumbest thing to do.
Or resist arrest.
Or resist arrest.
Right.
Two are the dumbest thing to do. Because number one, your ass hasn't run since you left high school, since you went to gym class. What's your endurance in running? How far can you run?
Oh yeah.
When these police running 3 miles a day for exercise, when there's not a big fat one, when it's a young police, I'm running 3 miles a day for exercise.
Yeah,
What's the likelihood for escape?
especially if that police in the urban area. That means he's used to run after you guys. So
Yeah. What's what's the likelihood that you'll escape? And when he catch you, the first thing he's going to say is that stop resisting.
Right. I know I
Stop
would.
resisting
You
mean
make
that
me
you're going to
run.
get a beating.
You make me run like that. Shit.
Yeah. Stop resisting. Poop, poop, poop. Stop resisting. Poop, poop, poop. Stop resisting. Give me your hand. Let me see your hand. And him hold on to your hand in an awkward position. Bring your hand around. Poop, 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 poop. Your hand can't come around in the book. I'm leaning on your hand. Bring your hand. Poop, 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 poop,
Got your
poop.
hand pinned.
Him have your hand pinned. Give me your hand. Poop, poop, poop. And your hand pinned.
Put your hands up.
Yeah.
Put your hands down.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You get tased for that, or you get shot.
Yeah, or get shot. Yeah, that's the one before you get shot.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
He's got a gun.
Yeah. No, that's the dumbest thing. The other thing, the next dumbest thing I know that people do have common sense is that why am I arguing with you on the sidewalk?
Right.
Nobody ever taught them where to arrest. Because this police is going to err on the side that is most favorable to him. Because pulling you over and not arrest you can cause him more consequences than arresting you. It can easily justify that you match the description. They'll find some picture of a black man that look like you. There are hundreds of pictures of black men who look just like you. So you'll always match the description.
Right. It's an easy, you if they stop me and say, hey man, you match the description, really? Okay. Look, take a good look at me.
If unbiased was police, he'd be that black dude out of off of Boys in the Hood. You think you tough?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Believe me, if I was a police officer, they happy. Black society better hope that I was never a police officer. They better hope.
Yeah, unbiased is
I ain't catching
unbiased.
no free.
Whooping people ass.
No, tell me the truth. Let's be honest. When a black grandmother walked through the neighborhood and she looked at the neighborhood that she and grandpa worked hard and saved all the money through redlining to buy that house. And when she was young and that neighborhood was so nice with everybody going to work and the black man outside cleaning up his neighborhood. And the first time he bought a barbecue pit, he was barbecuing the house, he was setting up the place, and the neighborhood was thriving. And that same grandma now look outside, and everybody who walk past her have their pants hang down, gang sign, waving flags, red or blue, or talking shit. You think that grandma don't want those niggers to go to jail? You think for a second that grandma not voting for the new act that coming out?
Oh yeah.
The new one that coming out will make the 94 crime bill look like it was a walk in the park.
They're gonna charge kids as adult like at 13 years old.
Yes.
In those red zone areas.
Yeah, in those red zone areas, 13, 14 you niggers going to jail.
Hold on. So they're not gonna universally charge 13 and 14-year-olds as adults, only in certain geographical
In certain red
areas.
zone,
Yeah.
yes, high gang area.
Why? Yeah, it's called red zone. Wait, Haskell be free.
I don't know if I don't think that's constitutional.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Yes,
it
is.
It's called red zone. If you listen for a second, you don't.
I haven't said anything. What the hell?
Right, but I mean, I don't see the argument because you only address the area of high crime. And
I get that part. I'm saying the Constitution guarantees equal protection under the law, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying, is this constitutional?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's powdered crack is crack cocaine given more time than cocaine? Is crack given more time than cocaine?
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's constitutional either. I'm saying so all right, so let me give you an example. So a kid commits murder in the red zone, a 13-year-old. He could
He's
get
going to be
tried as
charged as an adult.
right, but the same 13-year-old commits the same crime, murder, in a non-red zone. He doesn't get tried as an adult.
Maybe not, maybe too, but it depends on the circumstances. Is
So
he gang affiliated?
Is
yeah.
that I'm saying in general though? Is that the general idea?
Yeah,
No,
because that also applies like with gangs, Haskell. If
if
you
you're gang affiliated and
yeah.
such.
If you like if you're a gang member and you commit like a regular crime, let's say like the little boy did, like no, you're not gonna serve more time than somebody who commit the same crime and like that credit card fraud thing. But if you commit a crime that is gang related and you're a gang member, yes, you're gonna do more time than somebody who does the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like if a racist, right? Somebody who or say somebody hate homosexuals, they hate Jewish people, they hate Chinese people, they hate crime. Yeah, a
Right.
person who commits a hate
Yeah.
crime is going to serve more time than a person who did the same exact crime, but it was not considered hate crime. Yeah.
Hmm. Listen, the Chicago problem needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah, but that example is a little different because that's not going by locale,
We were
but by
actually being like a
geography.
little. So we were actually being, to be honest, we were being like a little extreme because like we don't know what the new laws
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah. I
We
kind of
don't know,
figured
We were
that. I
being
kind of
extreme.
figured that.
yeah,
Yeah, I
we
know you
don't
guys
fully
are
know.
speaking.
But
You're
guess what?
speaking generally. Yeah, I understand.
But guess what? We know that it's coming, and we know that it's going to be. It's going to
Yeah,
make the 94 bill look like
Oh yeah,
bullshit.
because Haskell, they're I don't know what they're going to do, but I can imagine something similar because they're going to dress those guys still in those cars, like, bro,
and those
yeah,
mass store robberies too.
exactly,
This
Yes.
and they're all minors, 13, 14, 15, and there's nothing they can do. So right now, the law can't do anything with them. Like they lock them up or detain them for a couple hours, let them go, and these kids are right back out there to do it again. So like they're really becoming a pest to like society. And just imagine school, like you home, you wake up, your car ain't there, and you realize some 13-year-old took it and crashed it with a
Mhm.
joyride, and there's a camera on, like doorbell showing them like just having fun in your car as they totaled it, bro. You're gonna be like, listen, hey man, what law you got coming? It's gonna stop this. All right,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll sign it.
lock
Yeah.
his dumb ass up, huh?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. But why shouldn't you lock his dumb ass up?
Yeah.
There was
yeah, but
in Jacksonville, 5 black teenagers, like 15 to 13-year-olds, stole a car, and the police were pursuing them, and they drove into a river, one of the ponds, and the police was hearing them screaming, and people saying to the police, "Why don't you go and save them?" And the police sit down by the wayside. It was pitch black in the night. Until they hear them stop screaming, they all drowned. They all drowned. And the parents are saying, "Oh, the police was so wrong for pursuing them because they were teenagers." But it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. If you have a 13-year-old
right.
and 2 in the morning, you
That's
don't know where that little neglect is.
wait. They drove into a pond and drowned.
Yeah, in Florida, you have a lot of big ponds and the deep.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody tried to escape and took at the alligator, but it never really eat him or bite him up.
Damn. Wait, another guy got bit by alligator?
Yeah, jump off in the water. What was the police
Trying to
supposed to
avoid the police officers?
Yeah, the police couldn't shoot the alligator because what if the police miss the alligator and shoot him?
Right.
That same police will be charged with the death of that man.
Yep.
So all they could do is watch an alligator bite him, kill him.
Damn.
Yeah, you can search for it on YouTube.
So this little dude, oh,
Right.
he
That's a cold way to go out, man.
so he escaped the arrest of an officer and told the alligator, I'm gonna plead the Fifth Amendment. I ain't saying nothing. The alligator's
Yeah,
like, good.
yeah. He jumped off the bridge and was running because they feel that listen, the best way is to run.
So two decisions to run, and we got 2 deaths. What about the guy who drove off the damn bridge, bro? Like, it wasn't like a real bridge, but it's like a high rise that leads to, like, there's a, like, below where houses at. The guy stole a car, went, I guess don't know how to drive, went around and drove off. Like, that shit had to be like 20 feet, bro. Drove
Did he
off
die?
that. No, they got hurt, and when it's funny, they were black, and the black community was like protecting them, like, hey, what? Like, what? Yeah, can you imagine that car land on kids and people, and you care about officers? What are you doing? I just, bro, the carnage is just unbelievable in our society. Like, how much we'll tolerate, and you got police officers and the rest of the world looking like you co-sign that, and when that happens, you just care about, don't, hey, put your cameras out, don't beat them up. Yeah. What? Like, what? Yeah, and I'm trying to give him an excuse. I'm trying to say they on drugs, but Haskell said they're not on drugs. I'm like, shit, that's even worse.
Look at the Kia boys.
They're sober doing this.
What was stealing people cars? Oh, we're the Kia boys. We're the Kia boys. And fuck people shit up. Run into buses, other vehicles, zigzagging in the street. These are teens.
What about
What
the
is
teen that stole the car? He fell asleep, and the police officers that rolled up on him. I mean, I don't know why they didn't box him in. I don't know why. Maybe they want to damage the cars, but instead, a police officer snuck in the back seat, and he was going to take the key out or whatever, grab the guys to do him, whatever. But as he was trying to do that, the little kid woke up and started driving away in high speed, 50, 60 miles per hour. And the officer like, stop, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you. I mean, damn, if somebody pulls a police officer who got the right to shoot you, he pulls a gun out and have it to your head while you're driving and say, stop, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you, and you still keep driving. So he blew his brains out going 50 miles per hour to crash into a house. It's like, yeah, so you're willing to die over getting arrested.
No, because again, it's the dumbest in the community who tell him to run. Oh, you must run because you have a
They
chance
got
of
rap lyrics
escaping.
saying that, movies, everything is run. Running from the popo.
Instead, they say, listen, don't have
Yeah,
anything
like
on you.
straight slang and rock.
Chop the fuck up.
Oh, shit becomes a mother crooked ass cop. So I dash, I duck. He said I hide behind a tree, making so the popo can't see me. So yeah, they got rap lyrics about dodging and dipping and getting away.
And half of the dudes who are running, they don't have a gun on them. They don't have any drugs on them. But they're
Right,
running.
right. Simple one.
Why are you running?
Yeah, I got 8 by. I like that. That's the one I want to see. Let me look at that one. I got
Yeah,
to see
man,
that.
just you type it in. I'm Florida man running from police eaten by alligator.
I gotta laugh. I gotta see this.
Look for it on YouTube.
I'm gonna do it right now.
The man running from police eaten by alligator.
Here, man, Florida man.
This it's all right, Florida man.
Oh,
Anything
here we go.
stealing.
What? No, no, no. Hold on.
You
Florida
see
man.
it?
Wait, police. What? Jumps off bridge.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, so I can type. I gotta see this. All right. Suspect jumped from bridge, high speed chase in Florida. This is like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, did y'all see that one crocodile swimming with the guy in his mouth? Like it must have killed somebody. Did y'all see that one?
Yeah.
That was crazy. He just swimming with the guy in his mouth. All right, let me see this little Florida man thing.
His arm got bitten off 7 years ago.
I saw a visual on. Okay, good. I still got visual on him in the water. Just sitting there now.
Yeah, my man's some deep ass water too. I don't know if I got the right one. No, I don't have the right one. Hold on, let me go back. Yeah, that
So
wasn't the right one.
it's a Florida man describing losing arm in alligator attack.
Okay, here we go. I see it. It's a short. It said this man runs from the cop, jumps off the bridge, and gets eaten by an alligator. Crazy. All right, let me see if this is real. They got a lot of fake ones. Let me see. Nah, that's fake. They got a lot of clickbait. Gator bites man off. Man running from Lakeland, please get his arm bitten off. Is that the guy? He got his arm bitten off?
Yeah.
All right, let me see. Damn, no more arm.
That gator attacked Jesse Kissinger. Tried to get away. The actions of Ryan Rachel's family and his brother-in-law who actually saved his life.
Wendy, I first want to show you this sign. It's very clear. Alligators frequent this area, but it's really sad how this all played out. His mother tells us the victim has a history of mental illness. Last night, he had a big
The student said that. Student Haskell said, ain't no such thing as mental illness.
falling out with her, and he took off in this lake when he learned the police were after him.
His arm's been cut off as far as up to here now.
Tonight, the Kinsinger family is hopeful. After a horrifying gator attack, Jesse Kinsinger has gone through 2 surgeries and is fighting infection, but is expected.
Is that the one, Stu?
Yeah. But you have several of them. It's not one time it happened in Florida.
All right, let me see this one right here.
News in St. Augustine right now. A
Anywhere
live
there's
look
a
from
pond in
Sky
Florida,
Action News
chances are
Jacks,
there's an
where a
alligator.
man jumped into a
And those
crocodile
fuckers
exhibit at
trust
the
me.
alligator farm. What that man told police happened before he escaped.
Like there's a place that I used to
Only in
like to
Florida, that man apparently
walk
broke
when
into
I
the
used to
alligator
walk,
farm. Good afternoon,
and
everyone. I'm
there's a
Philip.
big pond. And like if it's evening time and I'm not walking near that shit, I have to cancel everything loud and clear. Not here. See.
Yeah, that's wild. Y'all got alligators there. That's wild shit. I'm about to have a lion somewhere killing. That's crazy. That's crazy. You guys got to deal with. Okay, so there's one Pam Esquire. She's saying that I don't know if this is clickbait, but she's saying Diddy settled the case with Cassie. Did you hear about the Diddy thing?
What she said he raped, you said she sexually abused her for years?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
It's possible.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, she told some like she ain't like she said one time. Like she said her mom took pictures of her one time she got beat up. Her mom actually took pictures. I'm like, oh shit.
But she went back, right?
Yeah, eventually
After she got beat up.
Yeah.
After she got beat up, she left him alone or she went back.
She went back.
Yeah, because the price of fame.
Yeah,
What?
She said Puffy would hire. He said his hirees would go and like find her and Tucker back, back to his arm.
She went back. She went back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went back. They always go back because it's about the fame. It wasn't even about the money either because they weren't getting real money from Puffy. Nobody, not even Biggest Man, none of Puffy artists ever got any real money.
Right.
Puffy had that 99-1 split. You know, you get this 1%. And out of that, we're charging you for everything that you get, clothes, everything. So when everybody talking,
Yeah. That's
because Mace will tell you, he wasn't getting any real money from Puffy.
mm, yeah, man. Diddy, Diddy looking like Diddy looking like the way it's coming out, like he might be doing some time. I would love to see how he gonna get out of that one.
Who, Puffy?
Yeah.
Get out of
The
the Tupac Shakur
allegation. Yeah.
allegation.
Yeah, nah, the allegation of Cassie.
Remember, say Puffy just living off the fame now. When was the last number one Puffy produced? What's the last number one Puffy produced? What was the last good song Puffy produced? Bad Boys Puffy produced. Who's the newest Bad Boy artist? Nobody not signed with Bad Boy.
Damn. Fell
You think
off.
about it. Has Bad Boy has Bad Boy have a hit within the last 10 years?
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm
Tell me the last hit that Bad Boy had.
trying to think now. Uh, like, yeah, definitely not in rap. Maybe singing.
What's singing it? Who's Bad Boy artist?
Let me see. Let me
Tell
see.
me the last number one hit from Bad Boy.
Let's see.
Bad Boy hasn't ever hit since Mace left.
Let's see. Hmm. That
The
wasn't.
last hit Bad Boy had was with Mace. And it wasn't even number one when Mace came back.
Yeah.
After Mace went and turned preacher, he came back. And
Yeah. Welcome
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Was Juice WRLD in name? Let me see. Bad Boys. Okay, what artists are signed to Bad Boy Records? Now, it's not showing now. Oh,
And 90% of the artists signed to Bad Boy is dead.
Top bad. Let me put 2023 every 2000 to present. Right.
Let's type in songs released on Bad Boy label. Since 2000, Bad Boy has not had a hit. Since the last 20 years, Bad Boy has not had a hit. Even when Puff Daddy had the
What about French
show,
Montana? It says French Montana. I think. No. Yeah, and that says former. Yeah, but he was signed with them. It's saying Pitbull. Well, French Montana be like latest. Yeah, so he had French Montana. I'm like, he had to have somebody. Let me see this. Yeah, so he is French Montana still signed to Bad. Uh, the, the move means the rapper has left Interscope Records but was remaining under Sean Puff Daddy Combs back. So what record label was he with? Yeah, so he Interscope, Epic Records, Maybach Music Group, Bad Boy Records. Yeah, so French Montana is with Bad. Wait,
so when was French Montana hit? About 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
they recently do a song.
Has French Montana ever had a number one?
I don't know.
No.
Damn. It said in May 2021, Montana was accused of sexual assault by a second woman, Sabra Camellia, a Moroccan model, who said Montana cornered her in an attempt to polite her while she was in the bathroom during a dinner party hosted by Palestinian rapper Belly at the W Hotel Miami in 2017. When she was a teenager at the time, Montana then accused of sexual assault by a third woman, Kayla Rose, in 2021, who alleged that he sexually assaulted her while she was in the bathroom. No, dang, he loved getting women in the bathroom.
Mm.
And then 2021, French Montana committed plagiarism. Montana copied and pasted the first verse of Astrid S. song "Jump to the Track, How You King" without permission. Astrid S. retroactively got proper attributes to a co-songwriter and C conversation with the lyrics that were plagiarized. God damn. This dude is all over the place.
Mm.
I'm trying to see a hit song. Let's see. Hit. Okay, so he had Unforgettable in 2017, and they got that he did. It says the album was preceded by the hit single "Unforgettable." That was 2017. Which became Montana's first song as lead artist to reach the maybe 2017 was it.
Many of these artists are looking at now and up. Why the record companies now have 360 deals is that these artists are internet famous, but not record sales famous. They're streaming famous,
Yeah.
but they're not record sale famous. How much of them ever sell a million copy of anything? You think Bootsy sell a million copy of anything?
Boots? Who's that? Boots?
Now when him Bootsy little
Oh hell no, little Boosie. Oh, hmm, oh. You ever heard of Vocab Malone? Stu?
yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna be on his show tomorrow, 8 o'clock or 9:15. I don't know, 8, 9:15. Time switching, but it looks like 9 o'clock. Going over like what I normally do, but no, just a
he, he's
larger
a
scale.
Hebrew Israelite?
Hmm? Is he what?
Is he Hebrew?
Nah, he's white. He's a Christian apologist. He debates against Hebrew Israelites, and then those are like, oh, so look, let me share this with you because I kept looking up the Miranda rights thing. So if you could look at my, or I'm gonna read it. If you see the screen, that's cool, but I'm gonna read it. So it says, what types of questions are police allowed to ask before reading the Miranda warning? It says, so they're allowed to ask basic questions, maybe like your age, your name, maybe where you live, certain things that don't go to the elements of the crime or the investigation. So now I'm starting to see the difference between what they can ask you. Yeah, so long as it's not pointing you to the crime as a suspect. It says so information that is not going to elicit a response from an individual, which could then be incriminating. So basic, hair color, weight, stuff like that. That's something that law enforcement officer will probably get away with without having to read Miranda. So incriminating things they cannot read. So it looks like that if they ask you a question that could be incriminating, that's when they got to read your Miranda rights. And that's why when I said earlier, I always hear the cops say, I plead the fifth. They're like, yo, I didn't read your Miranda rights. Meaning, I guess what they're meaning is, I'm not going to ask you anything incriminating. So what are you pleading the fifth to? I'm just asking you basic stuff about what happened here, like where you're coming from, stuff like that. Like kind of what they did with the boy, because with the
Yeah,
boy, I was showing like they really answered no questions. They really just went straight
yeah,
into
yeah.
like the little boys talking. They were just, I guess, want to know what happened. Like what happened?
Unless it's a stop an ID state. And even then, if you had the time and the money, you don't have to answer shit.
Yeah, no, no.
But
If it's
because you have the right to remain silent
yeah, no,
without
if
a
it's a if it's not a stop and ID state, then you don't have to you don't
you don't have to tell them no.
you don't have to ID. I'm trying to think what. Yeah, like if the reason, okay, so it works like this. If the reason for the stop is to stop an ID. You ain't got to answer. But if they're stopping you, but let's say like they think you look suspicious, even then you don't got to answer nothing. You can be
You don't
quiet.
have to answer nothing. And then no conditions. You might, and by ID, what many persons will tell you is that when the police say ID to you, you can self-identify. They like to use the word ID like it's a formal piece of documentation, driver's license or identification cards. You do not have to give the police any identification unless you are driving. Because in order to drive a car in the United States, you need to have the prerequisite is that I can only drive a car if I have a valid driver's license.
Yeah, but what
But
if you traveling in the car?
if you're no, if you're a passenger in the car, you
No,
don't have to ID.
no. What if I'm behind the wheel and I'm pushing the gas pedal, but I'm traveling? I'm not driving. Do I have to give you ID then?
There's no such thing as traveling. We drive automobiles and we ride motorcycles, right? As long as you are the person in control of that vehicle you are driving, there's no such thing as traveling.
Man, these people tried it with like yeah, some cops don't have patience for that stuff. This white couple, this white lady tried that stuff. Man, that cop ain't wait 5 seconds before he busted her window and just dragged her out that damn car.
Right. Because driving in the United States is not a right. Driving is a privilege. You have rights and you have privilege. Many persons think that privileges are right. Yeah. But privileges are not rights. Privileges are privilege.
Yep.
Right? But rights are something that you have whether or not you wish to exercise it or not to exercise it.
Yeah. Damn, I'm trying to kill these tabs. I just keep making more for myself.
So when people tell us that, oh, I need, I need, no.
Yeah, well, the only time I gotta wake up in the morning is Saturday morning. That's my only morning class. So, cool. I got my alarm to set at 7. I'm gonna change that shit, put it to 8 o'clock. Yeah, I'm not doing that to myself, waking up. So now I want at least a little more hour, an hour more. Yeah. So, is there anything I want to say last?
All right. I'm jumping off now for real. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm tired.
You sound like it. I'm not tired, but I know I gotta go to sleep. I'm
All right.
ready. Yeah, and I'm not gonna check my phone. 'Cause I'm sure I got an Israelite in there waiting to talk to me. So I'm not gonna check it. So I'm not tempted to stay up later to talk to me. Cause these guys are on Cali time. So right now it's like 9 o'clock for some of these guys. So I'm going to not check my phone. So I'm not tempted to a debate this late on the East Coast. But I think the chat. I think the chat was amused. They heard us go at it. They heard us disagree and go at it. The chat was loving that. Said Boosie.
Burkina Faso canceling all gold licensing.
Say again. Donnie trolling you. He said you had a run is over. All right. Come on. All right. Yeah.
No favorite company would be allowed.
All right, so we out of here. The chat Vocab Malone interview is tomorrow. All I can do is relate. You know, the goal is tomorrow. It's set at 9:15 p.m. That's good. So that's all I can say. If it changed, I gotta tell you when it changes. 9:15, and I'm gonna show some of these. I'm gonna try to show some of these divine clips. If not, I'll just quote them. I'll just quote divine prophets. I can't read that. I can't take that. But I'm gonna try my best to drag him into the anti-virgin break. So we got him. All right. Scoopy, I'm
All
out of
right.
here.
Later,
You know
yes.
what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna watch these basketball highlights, and that's gonna be 10 minutes each. You dig? Because I'm watching long highlights, and it'll be 40 minutes before I'm done with that. All right, dude, I'm out of here. Peace to everybody.